Alright, welcome gamers. We are going to be playing some Age of Wonders 4 today, and this is my favourite series of all time, and my favourite game, basically, as well. So I love this game, and so any excuse to play it, I will jump at. I've sort of been looking, for the last couple of weeks actually, been looking for an excuse to play it, and I didn't realise that there's actually a sale that's just actually started. So if you're watching this within a week, I guess, of me actually putting this up, then and you don't have Age of Wonders 4, or maybe you've got some of the components but want to sort of complete the components, the base game is 50% off. And a lot of the DLC is also reduced as well, but not quite up to 50% from what I could see. So there is the Paradox sale on its Steam at the moment. So I thought to celebrate that, I was coming out of, I didn't know what I was going to play, to be honest. And then I saw that was actually had just started, so I didn't look at anything else. It was like basically bang, in we go. And there's my excuse to play this favourite game of mine. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Anyway, I'm not going to continue where we were. We're going to start a new game. Now, I'm playing the open beta version of the game. I don't think that's going to matter. We were playing an orc run, but we got to the point where we were too far ahead now. So I don't think I haven't finished it off, but I just don't think it's going to actually really sort of be something that we do. I'm thinking of playing, like again, I thoroughly enjoyed playing as the orcs in this last run. Like it really reminded me of why I fell in love with this game, so many years ago. And I think I'm just going back and playing like the elves or something. The elves were always my favourite faction in this game. Let's go to a new game. Now, we're going to be creating a random realm, and I think I'll actually leave a lot of random elements, so we don't know what we're going to be actually getting. So in this case, I'm not going to be worrying at all about the DLCs. I normally am sort of playing these series when the DLC has just been released, and then the DLCs come so thick and fast with this game that I don't really ever get a chance to just play a game. So I'm just going to do that today. So what we're going to do is we're going to customize the realm up through here, and we can set up, we can actually give specific things in through this other side as well. We've got like unknown traits. So unknown traits are hidden when the game begins and are slowly revealed as it progresses. So let's go and throw that one in there. There's all sorts of other things you can do with changing these as well. Let's go to unknown traits. Then we actually have things like the climate, where we've got essentially things like sunless highlands. These can be fairly dramatic, I guess is the way to sort of think of them. And I tend to prefer playing without them, to be honest. They tend to really, really push the game in certain directions, which if you're playing a faction that makes use of them, that's fine. But if you're not, then that's not all that fine. So let's just go to let's just keep them off. So we're just going to have a stock standard random map in this instance in through here. Then we're going to have, these are also different things, but we've got. A lot of these then take over the infestations, and again they tend to dominate the world when you actually have them in there. So again, I'm just going to go with none there. And then we've also then got these presence traits, which actually also completely dominate the actual game. So at the moment, all we've got is just the topology is randomized. I'm not going to play with these either, because these, again, completely change the complexion of the game. But we've still got these other 8 unknowns. So I'm just going to go in. Now, these have got like there's maybe some here that we do want to turn on. Like victory conditions. We've got world seals. I think I'd almost prefer not to have those. There is a way of turning them off, I think. I can't remember what it is. It's like edit which traits can show up in randomization. Yeah, we can do this. So what I'll do is I'll actually go and, I guess in that sense we can really sort of get exactly what we want. So, yeah, there's certainly some things in here that we probably don't really want in through here. Happenings. Yeah, there's a lot of these I'm actually just happy to sort of whatever comes in is whatever it actually is. But let's turn off the world seals as an example. So let's just go back into here. And so these are different modifiers that we can then sort of go and turn on or off, which is very, very cool, I've got to say. Again, if we only wanted to have like a choice between a couple, we could do that way. So let's turn off the world seals. We'll just go through and have a bit of a look at these and through here. blocked underground. I'm happy for that to be, you know, a potential that's going to be coming through. Subdued Umbral Abyss. Umbral Abyss. I'll leave it on. I'll leave it. I'm sort of thinking I probably should turn that one off. Unearthed, Untouched. So there's going to be 8 of these that will sort of be a bit more random as they sort of come back through. Is there anything else we really care about? These also can be fairly dramatic. It's almost fun just to play, like just literally just with something like that on. You know, Immortals. This realm wards off death, so all non-ruler units gain Immortal. I'm going to turn that off. That's too much. You can also change just how much the traits will come through, like in, you know, select the complexity of the traits. So some of these are super complex. So I'll leave it at that. I think maybe yeah, let's just leave it like that, and we'll just go and we'll pick, say, 4 of these as randoms. Actually, maybe we go 6 just to make it interesting. So we're going to have some unknown. So this is going to really dramatically change the complexion of the actual game itself. Now I can change the unknown traits from to simple, and I think I'll do that just so that it doesn't completely dominate what we're actually doing. This is going to it's going to look at the different traits and go, "Oh, that one's too hard. Let's not play that one." So at least we'll get some variance with the with what's going on. Even simple can actually have some pretty sort of weird and wonderful things that do go on. Select the number of players for this game. Let's go and choose, say, 6. So we'll end up with a fair few. And sometimes I like to play like a teams game, where actually, do we want to play a teams game? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And so we've got those in through there as well. So there's a lot of things you can do with the setup of this game, of course. Relative map size, I'll just go medium. That's going to be 5 times medium, essentially. Difficulty will be... now, I'm going to go... I've got the custom in there. We're going to be going into the advanced settings anyway and checking this out. So I'm just going to go into advanced settings. And name will be The Great Unknown. Why not? And the visuals, I can just sort of choose any old thing at this instance. That'll do. So that's going to be the look of it. The realm factions. Now, this is where you then get to choose how things do work. Now, the AI difficulty, I'm going to make it hard. I think hard is okay. I'll go hard. So I've got AI hards all the way through. We've got now we'll select our own ruler. I'll also choose how the AI plays as well. So I'll try to get. I could either go and choose rulers. I might even do that actually, just so we end up with some interesting sort of sets in through there as well. So let's just go and choose the actual unit. Now, in the library, we end up with some of the rulers way back from Age of Wonders 1 and 2 and 3 that have come in. Some of them, are new to Age of Wonders 4 as well. But I'm thinking I'll just go right back to the original group. Now, if I'm going to be playing, I'm going to play as the elves. So I'm going to be wanting to have maybe some orcs and so if we have a bit of look through here as well, we've got there's a whole lot of different stuff we can actually then play as in here. So we've got I'm trying to find the old originals. So these here are like the game actually introduces these, and I like playing against these. These are quite cool. We've got Fangir, the Moonrock dwarves. So this one here would be interesting. So I might make a dwarf human group. So I'll throw him in, select that faction. So that's the Moonrock dwarves is going to be one group, along with, and I'll put these into teams. Actually, where is the teams? We'll turn the teams on. So he's going to be team number 2. Now, where do I change that?
Your journey starts here.
I'll just go back out again. Team 2. yeah, so I can even tweak, you know, how many cities and stuff that different things start. And this can be a good way to actually set the game up where it becomes fairly difficult and interesting as well, where you end up with, for example, just AI, you know, it can be AI easy even, but then give them like 3 cities to start with, which gives them an advantage. So it's just, so you've got different ways of actually setting the game up, which is very, very cool. Like the actual, the amount of customization is just awesome. I think I'll go with humans and dwarves. So let's go into here as well. And I'll find a human player. Again, I can turn the filters on. So I can go down into forms and we'll just go human. So we're looking at the various humans in the game. Necron. I don't know about Necron. Maybe we might put Necron in with the orcs, I think. Artica. These are more sort of frostlings. What else have we got in through here that might be interesting? I'm trying to think of what other ones that there were. Larissa, maybe. We've got the I'll go Larissa, so she can actually be the other one with the dwarves. So that one will be okay. And then we just go across into the settings for her. So she's team 2 as well. That's fine. AI hard. This is now going to be the next one. So we'll now go to the orcs. Let's go to the filter. Go to the forms and the orcs. Orcoids. So we have Carissa the Red, like this is from Age of Wonders 2, I think. So she was sort of like the main orc sort of ruler. So we'll select that faction as well. These will be in Team 3. Okay, that's done. And then we'll put Necron in with her as well.
Your journey.
So we'll just go back to filter again. Forms and human. So this will be an undead faction. So we've got some fairly nasty ones there from the start. So we'll just go in and grab them, and that's going to be the settings there. It's going to be Team 3. All right. So the way this is going to work is that Vangir and Larissa are going to be against Carissa and Necron, and all of them are against me. So that's going to be the setup. And I'll go and remake, like the start of the game, I'll actually create an elf faction, and we'll go from there. Or Archons, I don't know. Archons, I love Archons, but I think I'll play elf. Actually, Archons would be okay. Anyway, we'll figure that one out as we go. Hi, T5 Cats, how you going? This is not my usual streaming time, so yeah, no, this is going to be, it's about 6 hours later than when I'm normally streaming. But I've got a few hours at the moment, and it's actually a reasonable time for me now. It's only just gone 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m. So anyway, let's go in and go this way. So we'll just go confirm. Would you like to save this custom realm? Yes.
Your journey starts.
So that's the realm, and now we have to now we actually create our own faction. So we've set up the world and the parameters in the actual world. So actually, you know, it's still not quite right. It's still not quite right. So we're going to go back. What I haven't done is the realm contents and stuff like this. So now I've already set what I've got. I would normally turn off all these other ones and just have the library rulers for the ones, select the rulers that can be chosen for players. Yeah, so this is for the AI. That's all going to be okay. You can have what comes in now. Dragon Lords, I'm going to make rare. Not that it matters that much in this case, and rare for those as well. Cultural filtering. So it's, in fact, we don't need to worry about this because we're bringing in our own groups. These forms will be chosen for players, free cities, and independent spawners. Now, the free cities. So I do want to have, you know, like the humans, the elves. I'm going to turn off the weird and wonderfuls. The sort of more the animalistic style. I'm just going to get rid of them. So we'll keep them purely as the Tolkien-esque groups. I do like the rats, but I'll keep them turned off as well. So we can sort of turn on or off different bits and pieces in through there. Again, the stuff that we actually have in through here, these are going to be the cultures that we can sort of have. I'll keep everything on with all of these. Yeah, I'll keep them all on, I think. So that's all of those. And you can see over the side here, this is actually now the settings that we're getting for this particular game that we had set up. Classic turns, yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's all okay. That's fine. Then combat, yep, just the defaults there. So we'll just confirm that one. And we'll override the custom realm that we had. All right, so we're going in with our custom realm. So we've now set that one up. And so I can always just go back to the actual realms. Now we're going to create a new faction.
What is your people's form?
And I'm really, so I'm thinking of either going elf or where is it? The Archons, the Elysians, which is sort of elves. Does anyone have a choice? Does anyone have a something you'd like to see? So now I need to start a new run, says Sick. Yes, it's an awesome game. God, this is so good. It's sort of one of these games, any excuse I can get to play it, I will. And of course, for 50% off for the base game, it's a good time to get it if you don't have it. And the base game on its own is actually pretty damn good. Like, there's a lot you can do with it. So you don't need all the DLCs, but the DLCs certainly add a lot to the game. So there's not really any DLC that's not worth it, but there are some that are better than others, essentially. Right, Elysian or Elf. So these are essentially your Archons, which has sort of become like ascended humans to a large degree, to sort of almost angelic. The elves, we can sort of play all sorts of different types of elves in through there. Just going to double check that YouTube is running for me. I just haven't seen any chat from there at all. Just bear with me, guys. And, oh, yep, no, that's okay. That's YouTube. Yep, okay. All right, we're done. All right, let's get into it. So we've got the... so unless there's no choice, I think I'll just play elves. I haven't played them for such a long time. I really did enjoy playing these. So I can then go and change the traits. There's been new traits that have been brought in. And so these ones that we've got by default playing as the elves are Arcane Focus, so magic attacks deal plus 15% damage. The Keen-Sighted, so they've got 20% accuracy on missile and magic attacks. And then they've also then got the Sharp Eyes unit, has +1 vision range and sensing range. I'm happy enough with that, to be honest, rather than going and sort of tweaking all the different bits and pieces. So I don't think we need to sort of be changing that at all. So we're going to definitely be sort of playing more of an archery style game with these. So we'll so that we're going to have a propensity towards that one. So let's just go and choose the elves to start with.
What is their origin culture?
Now choosing this is going to be an important one for us. So we've got like we can either have like a feudal society with the elves, and you can see there we've got like, oh, there's feet missing there. So we're missing something over that other side. Aristocracy changes this one into a shield unit, whereas monarchy we do get more of the invisible feet archers back in through here. I'm not sure what style they actually are. We have to think about what sort of elves we want to play in. If we play primal, it's going to be sort of taking us more into wood elf type territory. If we go, I won't play mystic. That will sort of be like a. So I don't think I'll worry about those. We do actually have, again, different styles of schools of magic, etc. that the mystics can go. I won't play dark, so they've got the dark elf type thing. Industrious won't really sort of fit. Barbarian I won't play as. Nomad I won't play as. Now the architects are interesting. These are essentially the Archons with their sort of style of play, with all sorts of different units that sort of then come through as well. This could be an interesting run, playing as one of the architects, but again, it's more for the Archons. We do actually have the high as well. The A high society, essentially a highly developed society whose members strive for harmony. When threatened, however, they wield their guiding light as a weapon. So this would be like the high elves, if you're going to be playing this one. I think feudal, though, is sort of going to be more sort of the style. We've got monarchy back up through there, where we get materium there. Aristocracy, it's sort of funny, like we lose one of the archers there, but we get, in aristocracy, we get more nature, which essentially I think would actually be okay. So aristocracy, your cities form powerful houses, able to field efficient armies when led by their liege lords. Each city has a feudal house led by its governor. It becomes the house liege's lord. So units produced in feudal cities become part of that city's feudal house, gaining experience, and their liege lord gains renown. Certain units can promote into higher tier units on attaining legendary rank. And then monarchy, if we have a look at monarchy back up through here, your people are loyal to the absolute ruler of the monarch, gaining power from the presence of their ruler. The ruler gains monarch's dominion, so units gain for the monarch, and so certain units can promote into higher units. So for the monarch gives them extra defense and resistance if they're with their ruler. And so aristocracy, I mean, the elves, like, you always had like a queen elf or something like that, so I'm not sure how we go. Hi, Rubiticus is saying, I like no Imperium upkeep for ruler's army from monarchy. Imperium upkeep, where's that? Oh, there we go. Yeah, while army leader, all units in the army for the monarch. Wow, actually that's pretty damn good, isn't it? Let's go that way, actually. Let's go that way. That way we can have a really super powerful sort of group go with the actual monarch. Yeah, that's a good one, actually. Good call. Good call. Yeah, and even though it's got materium there, we can always flip this around and start to get more nature as we sort of get into the game. So let's start there. We'll start with the monarchy, with feudal. So we'll play sort of as wood elves in this instance with the... and we'll make a queen of the elves. So we'll just go and close this one off. So feudal is what we'll do, and monarchy is what we'll have in through there. Because that's very, very powerful. I haven't played these sorts of oldish sort of aspects for quite some time. Now we have to choose two of these. Now I'm thinking again, I tend to choose these mainly from just for the immersion. So Rubiticus is saying, I've got an Ice Dragon Lord with monarchy running roughshod with tier 5 ice. Wow, that'd be powerful. That'd be so powerful. I mean, to be able to not have to pay upkeep on things is actually very, very cool. So things that we may want to have a look at. I'm just going to try to choose things that would sort of then more work for us playing as wood elves. Vigilante Knights, Chosen Destroyers. No, none of these would really sort of work. So this is Ancient Wise Ones. Astrological Diviners. Yeah, I won't get bother with that one. Gifted Casters. This one sort of would work for us. Hermit Kingdom. They seek only to be left alone to their studies and will aggressively protect their studious isolation. So cities gain extra stuff. Income from their dominion does not border the income when their domain does not border the domain of any other city or outpost. So we have to be sort of really isolated. Grievances inflicted by other empires encroaching on your territory increase by 100%. So that would be interesting. So cities gain 15 knowledge, food, production, and stability when their domain does not border the domain of any other city or outpost. That means your own cities as well, which is not good. So that's going to be too hard. Mana Addicts, Mana Channelers, but Adept Settlers. So this is our Pioneers. This is not really in keeping with what who would we be as the elves. The elves are not like a fast settlement sort of faction. Apex Predators, they believe themselves to be the top of the food chain, so they gain pillaging, etc. That's not really going to be the sort of style that we're going to be playing. Druidic Terraformers, so this one, caretakers of natural order, maintaining a careful tended biome. Cities gain food if the food core province contains grasslands, fungus fields, or swamp. 20% production. So this is actually not too bad. Terraforming spells cost less mana. That looks pretty good, actually. And we start with one extra elemental unit. I think that's a good one, just for that gets us into nature as well. Like we end up with one extra nature. We've got Fabled Hunters. So these are legendary hunters excelling in ranged combat and exploration. So gain 75% resources from clearing an infestation. Units regenerate an additional 5 hit points per turn. And we start with an extra range unit. I think I like that one as well. That one feels right. I think nature is sort of where we end up going. I don't think there's much else down this way that we really sort of want. So I think we'll go that way. Fabled Hunters and Druidic Terraformers. That certainly feels like Wood Elf style start. So let's go and choose that one.
Choose your first tome of magic.
Now we've got tier 1 units like in through here. Tome of Beasts. Again, this is now choosing more to nature affinity if we do go that way. That one sort of is okay. With the Wild Speaker as a support unit that summons and empowers animals. I don't really. It's sort of thematic, but not really the way I want to be playing, to be honest. Tome of Roots, Poison Arrows. I don't know if I want to play that way either, to be honest. Tome of Evolution, that's going to be Draconians, which is not really the way we want to go. Zeal. Zealots, that would sort of be okay. Faith, we get Light Spirits for healing, etc. Army Heal. That would sort of be working as well in what we would then sort of be looking to do. Tentacle, I do like this one, I've got to say. I'm thinking of just getting this one anyway, because I find this one just such a useful tome to get. It takes us into 2 other areas that we don't have anything in. So we're going to get a little bit of everything at the start here if we took that one through there. I won't go to any of those. Lightning Blades, yeah. There's going to be Tome of the Horde. No. Warband, no. Pyromancy, no. Alchemy. The Afflictor. Range unit that creates miasmas to debilitate enemies. Again, it doesn't feel quite right. And the Monk, not really. Tome of the Rock, not really either for us. Tome of Enchantment. Purging Arrows. Yeah, we're back there again. Look, I'm going to go just with, I think I'll go with Tentacle, but Faith also interests me. Just to get the Light Spirits for healing. The Tentacle one is, with the Constrictor and stuff, it's not really thematic, but let's go with that one anyway. I think it's going to be useful because we're going to have archers, and we're going to be focusing very heavily in archery at some point. So let's go and select that one as a starting point. And we'll go with a champion level, so a ruler has risen from their people, so we can choose anything, but the champion is somebody who comes from the from the world, and so mortal champions have access so this is mortal champion rulers gain 20% experience. They start with 100 relations with free cities. Let's go that way, so we'll choose them. So select that one. And we'll play as the Elf Queen in this case. So we'll actually just go and change the body type to female. And then we can just change the overall look of it. So let's just go and change the colours, the colour scheme that we're using. So I will use greens. So I'll use a bright green there as my primary colour, and then a dark green there. And we'll just go into, this is the Giant King symbols. So you've got different emblems coming from different areas, but if we go into more the nature affinity back in through this other side, we can then sort of choose something that may be more applicable, like this one here, for example. That'll do. So we've got the two greens in through that side, even though we're not really super into the what we've got through there. So we'll just go in, like, as in terms of we've got such big, we're not just really focusing on nature. I don't think there's much else. Yeah, there's that'll do us, I think. All right, let's go that way. And so the important thing, actually, one thing I always wish that the game would do would be to start off in 0 mode for your ruler. That way you can sort of see what you end up starting with. And so we have to sort of choose, what she's going to have at the start. It's so important to make sure you choose correctly and through here. And so we have different starting classes, and this is really cool. This came in a little while ago now, but you've got warrior, defender, ranger. It's going to then sort of be set with a bow. Again, if I take it off that pose, we don't really get to see all the other bits and pieces. But if you do this one, you get the basic pose with the with whatever equipment they just natively come in with. Elementalists, so have magical damage dealers, setting up attacks or delivering killing blow with powerful elemental abilities. Each elemental hero chooses a discipline which determines the element of their abilities. And so in this case, that may be the best start for us. Hi Vegan, how are you going? So we've got Elementalist, we've got Ritualist, so hero classes specialise in support through healing and buffs. I think I'll go attack, like more of an attack mage, maybe, with her. We also have Battle Saints. So Battle Saints gain further through particular actions that they spend. This one here, we get a little bit of a combination with the Battle Saints where we can use orbs, but we can also then use swords or anything else that we sort of want to actually have. So Battle Saints give us a little bit of a combination. So, and then we've got the Warlock. So these are undeath experts, which we don't really want. So I think it's between Elementalists. I think I might take Elementalist and just specialise almost like a Galadriel style character. So we'll sort of end up in that sort of style. All right, then we've got the so for an Elementalist, we've got these different Spirit Orbs, Staff of Spirit. I don't want to get a staff. The reason for you don't want a staff is that it stops them from being able to ride a mount, and so the staves are not really what we want. It's definitely the orbs. And I'm thinking that with what we end up having, so some of these I've unlocked in the Pantheon, but I think the Spirit Orb is going to be, the Spirit Damage is generally something that can be a bit unusual and sort of add to things that are often missing from a group. Rubik's is saying, I love giving support abilities to my heroes. Feels like a force. Yes, it is indeed. But I'll do that without the actual hero being I'll still have the hero as the main attacker essentially. So physique, we'll just go in and just sort of middle all of those. You can change the body shape into different types of body shapes if you're wanting to. Same with the voice overrides. I don't know what the default is. I'll just go with the default. That'll be okay. Let's go slightly longer legs there. Skin color. That sort of greyish tone is actually okay, I guess. It's we can change the lighting as well. I can actually just change it into full daylight to sort of see what they look like without the actual without the tinge, the green tinge. So it's probably going to be better to sort of see what they're going to look like on the actual map like this. In fact, I'm finding that bright green is a bit too much when I look at that. If I go that green there and then maybe change it around so we end up with the paler green in this other side, just looking at the rest of the faction there. So it makes them more drab, but that'll be okay. Okay, then the pose again, I'm just gonna keep it there so we can sort of see what she's got. The head, we've got a few different type of elf type shapes in through this other side. So doesn't really matter what we choose really. Just go that one there. The head size, just keep it in the middle there. Don't really want red eyes. We'll just go with maybe sort of like a darker blue. One of those. Again, if we change the colour, we'll sort of see the colours in through there. Hairstyle, again, doesn't really sort of impact much. So which one have we got? That'll do. The hair root colour. So I'll keep them sort of fairly blonde, I guess. And then the hair tip colour, we'll get them sort of blondish as well. Make them sort of traditional elves. The outfit. So we've got a range of different stuff in through here. That she looks more like the Queen of the Elves there, so that I'll do that one through that side. We can put different helmets and things on if we wanted to, but I really don't see a reason for that at this stage, so let's actually not worry about that. The cape, I'm actually happy with what we've got there, to be honest, so I'll just leave that one where that is. And the armor color that she's got, I think I will change the color of the... no, we're not going to see much change there at all. She's not really wearing any sort of armor. That's alright, we'll just leave it like that one through there. So that's going to be her. Then we go back to our race. So this is actually now the units that we actually end up having. And so again, the arm length, I'll just put them in the middle. Leg length I'll keep a bit higher. Skin colour, I'll keep them where that is. That's all okay. Physique will be in the middle. The army colour, let's go and change this into sort of something a bit more wood elfish, I guess. So we'll just go with something a little bit more bronze-like. The hair colour, I'll make this one into a goldy sort of colour as well. The mount type, I'm actually happy for them to just have the white horses, so that will be okay. It's probably more high elf though, isn't it really? We just go with a standard old normal horse if we needed to. Like all of these, they don't cost any extra to sort of go with any of these. But I just think if we can even go with undead horses if we wanted to, but we're not going to do that. I think just choosing, you've got little ponies as well. Just go with normal horses, I think. So it's not going to be high elves as such. So we'll go that way and just go select. So that's the race now done. And again, we just flip back the colour schemes. So they're going to be a bit more sort of drab wood elf type aspect. Just go select. So to Queen Taberna Herald, I'll just go and lock that first one in. I'm happy with that one. The blue blood elves, we might get that one. And Chivalton is going to be the Throne City name. I'll leave that one locked in. We'll just go back in. And Leonhardt, Feudal Fae, the Elf Lordlings, Massacre, Forester. I'll keep that one. Honourable Fae, I'm happy with that as well. So we'll go that side now. The ruler ambition is this: if ever this one comes in as a playable group, then I'm just going to keep that one through there. We also then have advanced settings in through this other side, which I'm not going to worry about sort of doing those. So we're just going to keep them where they are. And she is now done. So we'll go onwards, and so she'll now be saved into the list of potential units we can then play against in the future. So we're now going to the realm. I'll just get myself a drink of water while we descend. Right. Sorry, Kujigrim, I missed your comment, and same with Shards as well. So hi, Shards and Kujigrim. Kujigrim saying if she inspired of Galadriel, then she needs to be super tall. Yeah, but she's only a... Well, Galadriel was actually a high elf, wasn't she, that actually happened to be in charge of wood elves, from what I can remember. I read Lord of the Rings about 12 times when I was a lot younger. Absolutely loved it. Which I think is why I like Age of Wonder so much. It just sort of, it just works for me. So we've got Tome of the Tentacle, which again is not thematic, but I really like what this one does bring in. So starting magic, we've got Conjure Tentacle right from the start, which is awesome, and Call Militia if we do need it. All right, so this is Chivalton, our city in the forest in through here. Beautiful game. God, it's such a beautiful game, this one. Now, one thing right off the bat, we've got mega cities have been revealed. So if we have a look and see what this is. So our scrying has revealed one of the secrets of this realm, megacities. This is what allows for the construction of immense megacities, yet traditional expansion is impossible. So you cannot absorb, migrate or settle new cities. Cities can perform province annexation up to +5 provinces away. So all we have is this city. Now this is going to be interesting because everyone's got the same parameters. So it allows for construction of immense, so you cannot absorb, migrate or settle new cities. Okay. So I think you can then just vassalize when you find other cities. So that's interesting. So we end up with sort of like this is going to be, this is it for us. Then we've got set production for Chivalton. in through this other side. Now, one thing I like to do when I'm playing Age of Wonders is to have a look around to see what I've got and where I want to start to build, what I'm likely to build at the start. So in here I have I've got a gold vein, and through this other side I've got this is probably where I'm going to be starting with a farm to get the growth, so that's going to be really important. We've got a quarry in through that side, then we've got farming, or foresters in through that side. So I will get some foresters in around these, but definitely want to get the growth from there to start with. Now back over here we have another gold vein, so we'll need to get that one, and another gold vein there. There's a lot of gold on this map. That's interesting. That's really interesting, actually. And so then we sort of go out from there, from that point forward. So we'll be wanting to sort of remove everything from this particular area, but we're going to definitely go with farm to start with. So if we go back in and have a look now at what we can build with the structures, I wanted, like vendor, for example, I'm going to get, if I build that one, I know if I have a farm already built, I'm going to then get a booster for it. So I don't want to start with the vendor. And so storehouse, this is going to be a forester. There's going to be so I won't get one of them initially, and that's going to give me growth. So that's actually probably where I'll end up going. The shrine is going to require a quarry. The militia barracks, so speeds up the production of units and city structures. That's another farm. So there's two that rely on the farm to get the boosters, and then the library is another forester. So I think I'll just go with the storehouse as the first thing that I'm going to be producing. So we'll throw that one in, and so that's where we are now. We're going to be leveling up in essentially in 3 turns. So 3 turns we'll have the population to be able to expand. What I could have done is actually spent. I've only got 40 up through here with the Imperium, so I could. What do I need to spend there? 45 to increase the population immediately. So I can do that initially just to get myself a booster along, and I think I may do that. Sometimes you've got to be a bit careful because you do need to use your Imperium wisely for other things, but just getting a bit of a head start at the start of the game, just to give me the growth, I think will be valuable. So we'll just go to Arcane Research now. So in this case, the Constrictor is something that I do definitely want to be getting, so I'm going to go and grab the Constrictor. And so that's going to be what we research, and we'll just have another quick look back at Chivalton again. And so we have archers. Now we've got 90 with a fairly good income. We've got a defender unit there as well, and a scout. The scouts have become more valuable in the game because they can travel further than just the stock standard units. Okay, what have we got in here? We've already got 2 archers, and we do actually have a lesser light spirit here as well. And then we've got the only one defender. So really, what I'm missing at the moment is a defender. So I'm going to go and even though it's archery is what I do want to ultimately be getting, I'm going to go with a defender unit. So we'll bring that one in, and these just cost 8 upkeep at the moment. Defenders are great. I really like using them in combination with powerful archers and mages, etc. So we've then got the group. Now we do actually have a scout entry here, which can travel up to 48. So these actually do get to travel very fast. If I just right click on these. So these ones do actually have a bow. And so this one here actually shoots multiple times. It's not going to be as powerful as other things, but can still actually be helpful with what we end up needing to do. So we'll close that one off, and I think I'm just going to go and see what's around. So we'll just use this one to start to check the expansion. So that's extra gold. I'm looking for little clues in the borders around the place. We're seeing that there's something occupying. There's some sort of berries there, haste berries. Let's head on down this way. A small monster den there. We'll need to kill that one off fairly quickly. Gotcha. There is actually a lot of gold, and there's another good location there, Rainbow Clover. So with both of those, that's interesting. That does give me. I'm going to get haste berries and Rainbow Clover within the one city at some point. Not that we need to worry about that one just yet. Now, orders required. If I have a look at this one through here, this is going to be a low-risk battle, but if I wait for my defender, it's going to work out even better. So let's just go and sit over here for a second. I could go off and explore, but there is a road there. Actually, maybe I will. I'll just head off down that way. I've just wasted a little bit of the turns that we had. So we'll just see what we end up getting. We'll end our turn there. Oh, yeah, and we start off with 0. Now, this will have now 40 in there, but it's now going to be less to go and get one of these. I can now go and do that one. It's going to cost me 30. So if I do that one, it's 2 turns. If I just get it immediately, I can then at least get the farm straight away. So we now actually get to choose which farm we have. Now, I will actually go into this location and pick up this farm. Just to get the growth, that's going to then allow my city to grow faster. So we'll throw the farm in there. Storehouse is still 5 turns away. Now I could rush these as well, now that I've got the farm. It's exactly the amount of money that I have to hurry the production. Now you can see that these are now boosted. I'm going to wait 1 turn because I won't be able to afford to build these at all. Now the farmstead, special province improvement, food per adjacent farm. So that's not going to be something we can really build easily. So we'll need to sort of have like a farming sector somewhere else. And I don't want to use, like maybe out here somewhere. Oh, there we go. We've got another city back out this other side. So we'll have a look and see what that actually is. But buying the storehouse straight away at the moment is not really viable unless we actually find more goodies. Let's just see what we can locate. This is all inside, like that border there is all of this stuff from the small monster den. I don't want to wake them up just yet. Got a haunted graveyard down here as well, which we'll need to clear out. Is that gold? It's food stash. And this is Eastwatch. So we've now come across meeting the Inquisitive Eastwatch. So now this is a free city of Eastwatch, which is, if we have a look at them, so most valiant sends a cautious hand in welcome. So these should be the same as us. So let me see if the people are of interest. So these are the Honourable Fae as well. So this will become our vassal. Like we'll end up with a vassal through here. So we're going to give them our Whispering Stone just to sort of try to get them vassalised as fast as possible. The trouble with this is that they're going to encroach into our territory. And we're not going to be really wanting them to do too much if we can help it. So we'll be wanting to grab all of this as fast as I can to a large degree, just so we don't get blocked off. Now again, we've got we're going to have that other one coming back in fairly soon, so let's just go back and start to sort of head back across. Now, one more turn we go up another level as well. We've got 210. Let's just end our turn here. So T5 Cat's saying, okay, dinner and anime time, just as we get started. And then sort of saying, if you like Lord of the Rings, you just love Frieren Beyond a Journey's End. I don't know that one, actually. And Tablem Grandmaster is saying, at least we picked Monarch. If we picked Nobles, we would be screwed. No, it should be good. So we're going to be making a lot of money with the force that is actually with her. So we'll just sort of keep this one coming through. Just march out this way. Just wait until we get the next group. Can annex another province. Now this is where I do want to make sure that I do grab these locations. I think I'm just going to grab a forester in here. I can do it there as well. In one sense, this, yeah, if I go with farms ultimately on either side, I can then put a farming location in there. What is required? Now we're going to have to cross this one here. I don't want to go too far away. In fact, what I might do is I might bring this one back just to fight with the other group. As I said before, these guys are quite handy now, in the sense of what they can. Their combat abilities aren't terrible anymore either. Now we've got 342, so we're going to, and I've got 2 turns there. If we just go back into this one, in through this other side to start with, let's rush the production there, and so we've now got this one, and we'll boost the vendor's going to give me gold. The militia barracks got +5 city stability income. That's not bad as well. That's boosted, and the library is boosted. But getting the knowledge, I think, will be nice. So let's go that way. So we'll throw that one in. We've still got 216. Have a quick look at these guys. 78 to rush this one. Let's do that as well. And we'll start to get maybe another defender or an archer. Probably one of each ultimately. Let's just go this way. And again, we're now paying upkeep on this unit, but as soon as we move it in with the leader, we no longer play the upkeep, and we go back up to +114. So it's fairly useful actually having that sort of then work. So we now actually have the stack we're going to go in against this particular group. So we'll end our turn there. Now, Rubric's saying just pretend the tentacles are really old tree roots. Yes, exactly. We've got the spirit of the Ents is with us. That's a good way to do it. Hi, Sketic, how are you going? And Eldar1 is saying, hey, Daz, how's it going? Do you use Outpost strategically or just to grab useful resources? Really, both, to be honest. If we've got a big fight coming up against a very powerful faction that's going to be sort of like where I'm going to have to hit and run a lot of times, I need to have a healing zone. So I'll set up often set up a temporary outpost to allow healing, like on the borders of their territory. And similarly, if there's, if we did, like, we're going to be able to ultimately get these things inside our territory, but I would actually use outposts in that capacity as well. So let's move across now into this one through here. Now, sometimes there will be hidden units. If I go next to it, there's not in this case, just the 4 units. So I'm just going to go in. This is a low-risk battle. We can actually just see what we're up against. So we've got a few of the Spirit Hawks, which are magical fighters. These can sort of go anywhere on the map. So these can be a little bit tricky to try to manage against, but we should be okay. And then we actually do have a wild speaker in through here as well, which is just a support type unit, which does have conjure animal. So we should expect that to be used as well. So I'll just go and ever since Age of Wonders 2, I've had the habit of doing a quick save before combat, which you don't need to do in this game because you've got all of the different aspects where you can you can sort of get past all of the potential problems, essentially, just with the replays that you've got anyway. And you can also now do quick saves within combat, which is really, really cool. So the game really does encourage like save scumming. So if you're newish to the game, this is where the game, for a lot of us, and I put me in this category, this is where it absolutely, there's nothing close to it in terms of the tactical combat. It's just incredibly good. Like, it's an amazingly good system. So we're going to go into manual combat here, but it's extremely unforgiving. Like, it's one of these sort of systems where if you move 1 hex in the wrong location, you can lose the whole combat. The AI is good. It's not a human player that knows sort of how to game the game in terms of tactical combat should be able to get slight advantages against the AI. So what we end up having through here is what I tend to do when I'm actually analysing these is to see what we have with the different styles, and also, like, these are all tier 1 and this one's tier 2. So when we see a support unit of tier 2, we can expect it to not just have healing. In this case, this one's got, again, the conjure animal. to summon a random tier 1 animal unit. Can also got Unleash the Beast. So for 3 turns, targets a friendly animal unit that gains killing momentum, strengthened, and regeneration. So one of their hawks is going to ultimately get a bit of a benefit. They also then have this Blight Blast as well, where it does blight damage. The Spirit Hawk itself attacks multiple times, depending on how many action points it has. So what we want to do is we want to limit the action points for when it starts to do its attack. So that's interesting. I've never seen this. I've never tool-tipped over the top of this one. So action points. This is the key to combat. So I might read this one out because I haven't read this before. So units use action points to attack and use abilities. Units get 3 action points per turn and can use up to any 2 of them to move. So there's usually 1 left over at the very, very end if you go to the maximum of your movement. Abilities can use action points in different ways. And so you can see down through there, the second one is what we're looking at there. So if it's just got 1 and then 2 sort of black dots, it says this ability costs a single action point. The unit's turn ends afterwards. With the other one, this one ability triggers once per remaining action point. So we want to drain off their action points through movement, so that they don't get to have a singular attack every single time. And then the ability costs 3 action points in through there if it's got 3 of them, which means that it can't. Essentially, it needs all 3, so it can't move to use those sorts of ones. Sometimes they cost nothing. Sometimes there's an ability where the ability costs 0 action points, but there's 1 more remaining after it does it. And then there's other ones where the ability requires 3 action points. The unit retains 1 action points afterwards. So they're the different scopes. If we have a look at this guy here, for example, we can see that he can run and gun with any of these. He can move anywhere he likes, and he's only got 1 action point. But if he doesn't move and he fires, then essentially it's still the same damage that gets done. So that's up to 17 blight damage. In this case, these guys do 10 spirit damage times however many action points they've got left. So what we don't want to do with them is to have them with 3 action points. So we don't want to be rushing too far forward. We want to sort of invite it back into the fight. You can go all the way up to here, for example. So it can fly over terrain. But then they don't just stay flying. If you've played the really older versions of the game, flying units were sort of immune to anything other than ranged attacks, which is, and it had a lack of balance. Whereas now, essentially, they are close to the ground when they finish, but it's mainly to do with their movement. So what we want to be doing is we want to be moving these units up to form a defensive line. Now this unit here can reach that. So I'm going to go and when I hover over that one, you can see there I've got 3 action points there. By the time I move around to there, I've got 1 action point left over. So I'm just going to move that into the front. And none of these can actually, there's 2 that can actually hit this one. And you can see there that by the time it gets there as well, it's got 3 action points, 2 action points, 1 action point to actually get there. And then it does 8 damage. But when we look at it, it says that it does 10 damage. So something is not quite up. So let's just talk a little bit about why it's only doing 8, even though it says it does 10. It comes down to our actual unit here. So this unit has actually got an ability which is defense. So defense reduces damage from melee and missile attacks. And so we actually do like from physical attacks and spirit attacks there, from sort of like standard attacks, it does 47% change there. Now these abilities that it's got, this is considered like a melee. It's magic base actually. That's a magic strike. This is not melee. If we have a look at this is here. Resistant reduces damage from magic attacks and combat spells. So our resistance is actually not that great. So if this was the spirit damage that it's doing, we're only reducing it by 10% essentially. So it's reducing it from 10. It should be 9, but it's for whatever reason. We've got defending the monarch as well. We've got the +1 from there, but this resistance is what's protecting it from that magic attack. So when we hover over this one, we can see it's magic strike, and down the bottom it's a magic attack in through there. Everything else they're going to be doing here is magic, whereas its combat, when it actually, if it does have something, it's got a melee strike, which is a melee attack. So it then uses the standard defense. These guys here have got like very high resistance, but lower shielding strength. So the shield is actually against mundane damage. So I've got that one through there. Now these have also got another ability where they actually have a defensive mode, a shield wall. This unit ends its turn and goes into a defensive mode, extending its zone of control to all adjacent hexes. And so it actually ends up giving all adjacent hexes gain +3 defense. When I do this, anything that goes into a defensive mode will end up getting +2 defense and +2 resistance. So if I hit that mode there, it's now got the shield wall up. So it's when we hover over and have a look at this unit, we now see it's got 3 resistance, which means that when these guys now come and hit it, they're only doing 7 damage. So there's 7 damage coming back in, and then we get 1 retaliation strike against anything that does come in. And so in this case, the 7 is fine. It can still reach into here. So I've got to think about what I want. Now anything, you see that there's like a zone around it. This is the shield wall zone. Now if I move to there, I think I'll actually do that, because and I'll leave it there. This one here can also then get across and attack this one as well. And so when we have a look at this one has got like a lot more shield strength. I'm just going to put this one in also into shield wall mode, which is then going to bolster just the shield aspect, but not the magic defense aspect. So this has changed recently in the game. I always get confused a bit by it. But these magic fighter units use magic attacks, so they get past the shield. This was done to rebalance the game a little bit. Now we also then have the to burn a forester has got the spirit bolts through here, but we can't reach anything with those, so we're sort of out of range. This is where new players may come into there because they can get a shot in, but really what that does is just exposes her to multiple attacks. So we want to set up a defensive zone. Now it's really going to be just magic. There's going to be this resistance, which is going to be the important aspect about what we're doing. So I'm going to not worry about it. This one here has got like a different thing. This is warding. So this is a defense mode warding. And so what this one does is all adjacent friendly units gain 3 resistance and 3 status resistance. So I'm going to put that unit, the lesser light spirit, in amongst these guys and put the warding zone up. And what that now does is we now have a look at this one. We've now gone up to 6 resistance. And so when these guys attack, you can see down through there, they're only doing 5 damage now. So it's getting less and less. So there's certainly sort of like, there's a lot less coming back in. I will actually go and move these across into there. Now they don't have to come in and attack us. It may be that they just bounce into here or something like that to get ready to, because what they'll be trying to do is move in to stop these guys from actually getting a shot. What I don't want to be doing is I want to be checking to see where they can get to. They can get to there and to there. So those locations there are not suitable for me for these, because otherwise they'll be sort of locked in. So let's go and place that one there, and this one. We do actually have, I do have command, target friendly non-hero unit regains its action points. This can be useful depending on what we're doing, but we do actually have the spirit bolts as well. Now if we have a look and see, what have these guys got? If we go right, if we left click on these, we then sort of see what their abilities are. Now these are actually got spirit weakness. So the damage from the spirit bolts is actually going to cause more damage to those. So I'd prefer to have her protected sort of in the middle here a little bit, and then these guys maybe even put them back where they were and just sort of leave them a little bit further afield. So let's just leave it there, in fact maybe even there. That way if we have to, we can then sort of come back in and if she gets targeted like ultimately, then at least we've got some units in behind that can then sort of fire. So the placement of your units is vitally important, not so much for this sort of battle, but as you sort of go into it. We do actually have, this is defending the monarchy back and through there. This is where they get a +1 defense and resistance anyway. They do extra damage and they also have extra morale. So we'll end our turn here. Now it's going to summon an animal. There we go, some spiders, and they did come in to attack. So again, a little bit, we get one retaliation strike. Now we don't get we only get one retaliation. All right, so all three of these have come in, and this now gives me an opportunity to fire at all of these. So the archer, you can see, doesn't have a real lot of protection, doesn't have a real lot of hit points at this stage. When we fire this one, it's just going to be essentially a missile, like a physical attack. So it goes up against their these Spirit Hawks have got very limited defense, so they only do like one defense. So when I actually look at these things, I'm going to be doing big damage in here. And really, there's no real chance we're going to be missing these. So we do 30 damage all the way through there. This is all the 30% chance to cause thunder defense for 3 turns. So if we have a look and see what this one has got. So 30% chance of inflicting thunder defense for 3 turns. If I just go and hover over that one. So this gives them -1 defense and stacks up to 10 times. And again, the order that we do things may be important. So so that one will then reduce the effectiveness of their ability to defend themselves. If we have a look at the Spirit Bolts, and through this other side, we've got Condemning Blast for 14 spirit damage. These are going to do reasonable damage. This is only a 1 attack. It doesn't do a hell of a lot, but there is a 90% chance of inflicting Condemned, which gives them status resistance, which isn't going to be... Like, we've got no status magic that we're using at all, I don't think, in any of these. So that one's actually okay. And then we've got... So Tiberna in through this other side, she's going to be using, of course, these as well. And so there's nothing special about these, but these magic bolts will essentially kill them off. So that one's almost, like, would almost die. That one would be killed off. This one here would actually be killed off as well. When we have a look at this one here, this one's only just within the limits of where it would end up being. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to target this one with this archer. I don't want it to move because it's every single action point that it's got is 1 arrow that it's firing, and it's going to do a lot of damage here. So it is flanking it because we're hitting it from the side. So we're getting more damage from the flank as well. If I press the control key, I can then sort of start to see all the little things that are impacting the actual shot itself. There's an 85% chance of hitting it, which means there's a 15% chance of not hitting it. Now that 15%, there's actually 25% that you can play with. So if it was up to 75%, I'm always going to get a hit. I'm either going to get a full hit, doing like lots and lots of damage, or I'm going to get a graze, which will do half damage. But again, we've got the, we can essentially get some sundered defense there as well. If the first shot gets a sundered defense, we should then see even more damage come in against it. So let's just go and do the shot. In fact, what I'll do is I'll show you the battle log. These early combats are great for being able to sort of see what's going on. So we're just beginning turn 2. So let's go and fire at this one. So 12, and it did cause fun. See how it went from 12 to 14, and then the last one was a grey. So all of those things actually then did kick in that particular phase. And so so there was 3 shots that went in. It needed, so we needed 15 or more to get like a full hit, and it got that one. It then failed its check, and so it got sundered defense, which means its defense is now down to 0. So from physical attacks, it now doesn't have any real protection. So it's an easy hit there for us. So that's that one through there. The next one was we rolled a 93. We just needed 15, and so that was just a full hit. But we didn't actually. It did pass the check to with the sundered defense, so it wasn't going to be easier for us. But we did. It did sustain. The first one we did 12 damage because of the because it had 1 defense. The second one had no defense, and so the 14 damage. And if we have a look at these units in through here, it does 14 damage. So when there's 0 defense, it does 14. When there's 1 defense, it gets reduced. So that got taken down. And then the last one, we needed to roll a 15 or more to get a full hit. We rolled a 4, so we were actually only got the greys. So we only do half damage, 7 damage there. And so it also passed. It still has to check whether it's going to pass or not. So that was that one there. Now this one should be able to kill that one off. So this particular attack will then destroy that particular unit. We still actually have this unit as well. So Tiberna with her spirit bolts, which are going to do a lot of damage. And so I can actually almost kill that one off, or I can kill that one off completely and then not have to worry about it. Now, if I go and hit that one, I don't get a kill. I don't get a kill there. I do get a kill there, but I've also got these to attack with as well. And I've also got magic, but I'm not going to use the magic. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill off this unit. Now this one here, we actually have we don't have to roll for like this one here. We had an 85% chance of hitting, but in this case we actually have there's a 100% chance of hitting. So we're just not going to miss at all. This one's got the spirit weakness, which will then kill it. So let's go and destroy this one. And so it's now gone, and so we've still got all of these as well. I've still got this one as well, which can almost kill that one off. Not quite. And we've still got this as well. Now I can kill that one off with this one here. So I will take this one. There's going to be a little bit of retaliation coming back in. These aren't very strong, but they're good at defending. There we go. The morale is going sky high with everyone. And so we've only got this one left. Let's just go and hit it with these. What I probably should have done is just have a look to see where those spiders can get to. Yeah, they can reach back into here again, so they can actually go and hit this particular unit. So what I want to do is the spiders have got a melee strike where they do physical and also like blight damage in through there as well with their actual attack. So it's going to be a bit of a combination of physical and so the shielding will actually help a little bit with what we actually have. So I should be able to kill that one off. No, not quite. I don't even get a kill there. So I'm going to have to make use of all of these. So we'll condemn this one. Condemned is not going to really do anything. In this case, we're going to have one shot coming back in against us. This defender has got like 6 in through this other side. There we go. So they've now all been wiped out. And everyone has now had their move. So this one here is still defending at 6 with only 1 resistance there. So we've had to use all of the attack abilities of everyone. But it can be viable to just sit and be defensive. In this case, this one will be able to get back in and do a little bit of damage to us. This one here, maybe it may use Unleash the Beast, or it may run off to try to get other shots in on us as well with this particular attack. So we'll see what it does. So it's trying to destroy this one. So we've been poisoned. And so now we're going to take a little bit of damage at the end of our turns. So you can see it over through here we've got poison. So the unit sustains 4 blight damage each turn and stacks up to 5 times. So we want to kill this thing off, and we want to kill this off as well. Now I've got an 85% chance of hitting this one with this archer, but I don't have any chance of hitting it with this archer. So this archer is not really going to be all that good. If I go to there, I've got an 85% chance of hitting that one with 2 action points. If I move there, I've got a 100% chance of hitting it with 1 action point. So I want to move to there to get started. So we'll just move these ones out of the way. We'll hit this one. So it's just a long range. It's sort of causing a bit of issues. And we did get Sundered Defense, and we got a critical hit there as well. Critical hits are sort of like there's a chance depending on how happy we are. So we've got like, this is our morale. We've got a 20% chance of getting critical hits, which will then do even extra damage. And if we have a look at the what actually happened there for the critical. So shoots the bow, roll to hit was a critical attack. And so it fails the check. When you get a critical, it always hits fully, but also then does extra damage as well. So that was a good one for us. So we end up sort of, I think it's another 50% damage or something. So just close that one off. But there's but the combat is very, very pure. There's no random numbers between certain numbers. There's only a random to hit factor, and that's it. Everything else is then just very, very pure. in terms of this unit, that one doesn't quite get a shot. This one here, I've only got the one shot anyway, so I can actually do that one so it doesn't matter where I move. I do get a shot there against this particular wild speaker. That one again, we've got 70% chance there to get the kill. That's not going to be enough. I'll start to wear this one down. You can see there the archery is quite good here. And so its defense has come right down. I've got a 65% chance of hitting that one. I can always move around to see, okay, I'm gonna try to use this condemning blast. And yeah, that will kill it. If I get a full shot, that's gonna kill it. Bang, and got it. So that one's now been destroyed. And that's it, because the other one was just a summons that came in. So we've cleared that one, but we do actually have our defender took a bit of damage, so we don't want to keep on going on and rolling through these until we actually get everything healed up. So we'll just go and close that one off. I've got to bring that one into the fight. So we pick up a ring of protection as well, so we get +1 defense and resistance. We'll take the reward. She'll open up the hero screen. And our hero leveled up as well. So in this case, we've got the ring there. That's the only one that we actually ended up picking up. So we'll just go and throw the ring in there. That'll give her a little bit more defense. And then as we have these as well, we'll just go back across. And so each class that you have ends up with with different things you can do. Now, the way it works is when we chose the champion rather than like a wizard king, we end up with things that are specific to a champion of the people up into here, and some of these are very, very powerful and something we definitely want to be pushing along. So we will go fully on support with the champion to start with. Then we actually have the elementalist things in through here. When we chose elementalist, we can ultimately end up with different, I guess, magical attacks that we can then sort of bring back in. And then these actually lead to all sorts of, like, to chains of other things. Some of them will be locked off. Once we go through one of these, we then actually end up locking off the others. So, and so if we, for example, choose here, we'll never go down this channel, this path. So sometimes it's worth just sort of seeing what you can end up with as you sort of bring them down through here. So this is like we can ultimately get back to here and similarly get back over to this other side if we wanted to. So there's nothing really that stops us from getting any of these bottom sections. It's really going to be more what happens in through here, I guess. Anyway, the initial one that we want to be getting is I really like the XP. So what this one does is, while army leader. This has actually changed as well just recently in the game, the way XP works. While Army Leader, all non-hero units in the army gain 15 experience each turn. This is going to get them leveling up very, very quickly. So I'd like to get all that one done, and then we can start to shuffle those units back out again. So let's go and do that one. Also, because we're playing as a feudal society, they will then when they hit, some of the units will evolve into stronger units when they get into the high XP. So let's go and start there. Some of the other good ones that we can then go and get is we've got the at the moment we've got the command where we can command a unit to go and actually do something. But we have two other ones as well, and these, one of them is decisive command, which doesn't cost any actual hit points. Sorry, any action points. So target friendly non-hero unit regains its action points. So we can actually imagine a very, very powerful unit. We can order it to do something and still have our turn with that one through there. And this one over through here is a coordinated command. It does actually take. This one does actually end up taking the action point, so we don't get our own turn. But in this case, the target-friendly non-hero unit regains its action points, and it jumps to one additional target within 3 hexes. So 2 units will have their turns back again. So, but I actually quite like this one. But the first one I like to get is the XP, and then we'll come back and look at these after we sort of delve a little bit more into these. So we'll just go and confirm that one. Now, this one here is actually going to be logistics training. While Army Leader, all non-hero units in the army have minus 20% base unit upkeep. Doesn't affect us at all because we have a negative 100% anyway, like with our monarch. So we'll confirm that one. So she's now been leveled up. We'll just go and close that one. They started saying auto-resolve induced trauma. And yeah, so there's no other questions there for me. That's fine. Now, we want to be back inside our border before we take this other one on. You'll see there that there's like this is the amount of we're going to heal if we stay where we are. If I move back into this border in through here, she's not showing it there, which is interesting. It should show up. It is there now. So after one turn, that will be fully healed. This will be on its way to healing. And I could have brought this one in to actually be part of the support. I just want to see if there's anything tricky in here. Now, there's only the 3. And so in this case, we've actually got ourselves a Midal the Blessed, which is a hero. So a level 1 hero with frost bolts. And then we've got a couple of Sunderers in through this other side, which are skirmish type units. So they're going to be sort of skirmishing in. Looks like some humans. So we'll the Gifted Elders. Actually, these are ancient archons. So sort of like undead, but not traditional undead. So anyway, that's so they're on that particular iron deposit there. All right, so we'll get rid of that one. We'll get rid of the haunted graveyard as well fairly soon. So we'll just keep these things sort of healing up. These don't wander off. I should point out as well, look, when you're looking at the game, when you see the skulls on the banners, it means that they're sort of like independent forces. If it's white, it means that they are defenders and they won't wander around. If they're red, it means that they can spawn or they can wander. So you have to be careful of the red ones, but not the white ones. All right, orders back and through there. We're just going to keep that one there just to heal up. So that's now waiting. Orders required. I'll just leave that one where that is as well. And we'll just end our turn again. So we do have healthy money here. This is one of these things where I wouldn't mind just seeing what we can push in terms of the money situation. 126 to hurry up the library. That's going to save me some time. And I can actually, so only one turn. We only saved one turn there. So let's just hurry the production there for the for that particular building. And I think gold is not really a problem for me, but I can then use this to rush. The militia barracks is going to give me draft, production, and city stability. At the moment, city stability is neutral. It's right on 0. But as we keep on getting other areas, it's going to get less and less, and then that will have a bearing on everything else. Now the castle, we need to be at level 5 to be able to then boost the castle. So I will wait till we get there, but I may still boost the population after next turn. We'll just see how we've got what we're doing with Imperium, and sort of look at that one as well. I am thinking vendor, so we can do more rushing. So let's go that way. So we'll just go and grab that one, and we'll end our turn there. I could rush this one, but I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Opponents are moving. All right, so the group that we had back in here, now we do actually have another, we can now sort of expand into another zone. And so we did pick this one. What I want to do is I do want to end up with farming back in around here. And I want to sort of stop them from encroaching too far in. So I want to push them out in the other direction. So I'm going to grab the farm there. Now this is going to put pressure on this particular city. That can make them a little bit more unhappy, but it's just the way it's going to have to be. I want to make sure that I gobble up the territory. We don't get benefit from it. I mean, this one here, for example, if I got the gold mine, I'm going to ultimately end up with 15 extra gold. But we're doing okay with gold, so I don't need to really worry about it. I think I'm more likely going to be wanting to end up with like special growth. So let's go and grab a farm out here. So yeah, do you want to build up this one? This will get grievances with that independent city, but we'll just click on OK. And then we'll start to sort of build in around this area. So we've got a forester in there at the moment. Now what I can do is always go and build like the special farming one that actually gives me the boost to all of the farms around that location. So we'll just sort of leave that one with that one. Spells ready to cast. So we've got Call Militia. I don't want to be doing this one here. So I'm just going to go and leave that one where that is. Constrictor. We've now got this unit. Once again, if we get the town hall, we can then go and build this unit. There's no great rush. Now the Tendril Labyrinth, this is a good one. It gives me gold and city stability. So this is a great building. So we definitely want to go that way. And with what she's doing, we've just got a little bit of health there, but I think we can sort of take this one on at this point in time. We also then have the, still 2 turns there. The vendor. If I have a bit of a look, this is only 126 to hurry production there for the vendor. Again, that's going to give me more money, so I can actually go that way. The market required 2 farms, which we now have as well. But let's go and hurry the production at that location. And I might as well use the money that I've got available just to keep on boosting what we have. And I think we'll go the Militia Barracks. It's only 4 turns to get that one. So I'll throw that one into the mix. And we've got 2 turns before it goes to level 5, but if I go and actually hit this one now, I'll then end up with level 5, which will then allow me to then go and get the next town hall improvement as well. I think I'll take it and maybe even just grab this location here, this forester, just to create like a bit of a block in around this other zone. What have we got over there? That's a just production stash. There's nothing much of great value that way at this stage, but this will then sort of just block this one off. I could even grab that one there, get the gold mine, which will then sort of push down. Let's go and do this. This initial, so we're going to be using, again, 30 of our 130 Imperium, and I can grab exactly that. So I want to sort of stop them from being able to encroach back around. At this location, I'm going to get the gold mine, even though it's occupied. So we'll get that one for the future. And so I'm just going to go and click on OK. So this is actually now pushing them around a lot with what's going on. But it is going to create like a border for us to be able to operate more effectively in the regions out through here. And we'll just keep on everything sort of going in through that other side. Another 45 to then go and get even another one, which will then allow me to even block off more if I have to. So claiming these territories for Chivaltron is going to be important. So we're sort of min-maxing different things there, but you can see there we've now gone with -10 city stability, which means that we end up with 10% less city income. So we do need to get on top of that one, and so we'll do that one with the Tendril Labyrinth. All right, there's other things we can do for stability as well. So we have that group. I won't rush the archer. So, but we'll bring this one down. This is a low-risk battle. It's only 250 points. And then we'll start to head down. This one here is a little bit more powerful. It does have a tier 4 Phoenix fighter, which is going to be a little bit more tricky. And we have the Haunted Graveyard as well. So let's go and see how we go with the Scout unit. The way the game now works is that all of your units have got the same movement, even though she's actually on a horse, but she is actually still only moving on the world map at a slow movement. In combat, she moves with horse movement. The difference is with the scouts do get the horse movement on the world map. So that does really make them quite valuable with what does go on. So let's go in and do this particular battle. So peace, so calls you out before your troops close in. Your prowess is known to me. I see no victory here. Grant my army mercy. Allow them to quit the field unharmed, and I shall surrender myself to your judgment. Mydale the Blessed seems both genuine and contrite in his entreaty of mercy. Do you accept? So nay, I grant your mercy. Take your troops and go. You will live, but Mydale will be my prisoner. So we can actually capture him immediately. Now, prisoners are going to give me a bonus. So from min-maxing, I think we'll do that. And that's sort of something, again, thinking of Lord of the Rings, that would actually be something that the elves would do. They had no qualms in taking prisoners when people encroach into their territory. So we end up getting the rewards here. We end up with production back in there, which would be nice, and a pony mount as well. Now this is only I don't really need this one, but so I'm just going to go and take the reward. And so we now have cleared this one, and we want to now come out, and probably that graveyard there, I think, is we'll start to sort of move down and get that one. Now, doing that one without a fight means that this one's going to be at basically 100% by the time we get there. This is what I meant before. See how this one has got the red symbol? Excuse me. It's not going to move off from this territory, so it's just going to stay where it is. But it's a spawner, so we're seeing it's a bit different than the white skulls. So the red skulls are something you do have to be careful of. Now we can see there's a border there. What I don't want them, see how there's little Zs? It means that they're asleep. And so I don't want them waking up, and you wake them up by moving units or having too much interaction in around their territory. I'll just move this one in a bit closer. This one here you can see further afield as well. I'll just leave it where it is. So waking it up will then sort of get it to start to spawn units and do things like that, which we don't want to do until we're ready. So he's been now captured. So Mardale the Blessed is actually inside our prison, and we can do different things with them. We can execute, we can grant freedom, but ultimately we do end up getting a little bit of a bonus with them as well at some point. So we'll just leave that one where he is. We produced the militia barracks when we actually picked up those goodies. And so we now can build the next one. Now we've got 107 points in through there, which is not enough for us to build the castle. So the market is only 4 turns. The shrine is going to give me mana. And I will be needing this. Now it's not boosted. It requires a quarry to boost that one. The granary requires 2 foresters. And that one requires a quarry and a forester. So getting a quarry would be useful for us now. The city hall there, stonemason there is boosted as well for 4 turns. This one requires 2 farms. That can be useful as well. We will actually be able to afford this one fairly soon. I would like to have gotten that one, to be honest. We are at the end, aren't we? Yeah, they've got no more movement. I can produce merchandise to waste a turn, but I don't really want to be doing that one. Look, I think I'll wait till I get the boosters before we sort of do anything. So let's go and get the market again. We get 15 gold. I think the stonemason just to get production. That's going to then just make the building a little bit faster. All right. We'll end our turn there. Oh, actually, so we've still got this one here. Actually, I could have gone in. That one, we can attack that with this unit, which then saves me a turn. No, not that it matters that much in terms of what we're doing. So I can attack with this one. This one you see highlights as well. It's a low-risk battle. Yeah, I think I might do that one. Then we can bounce across and get these as well. So we'll take this one on. So it's our 2 units against that stack. So again, they've just got these zombies. So they've got different zombies coming through, and then they've got a necromancer in there as well. So this haunted graveyard is essentially going to have these different units. So we'll just go into manual combat here. And again, we'll see what they've got. Like every single unit has got their own unique, ways of attacking. I get to move first because we attacked. So they're now bolstering these. And again, if we sort of think, okay, well, what actually happened there? Like this one here has got, it's got Raise Undead. It's also then got Strengthen Undead. I don't know if it did that one. If we have a look and see what it did get up to, nothing much. It just stayed where it was and just did a warding from that particular unit. The zombies have only really got a melee strike, so they do cause decaying, so 30% chance of inflicting decaying for 3 turns, and they actually have life stealing as well. So they can get temporary hit points through life stealing. Decaying, so this one's, the unit will then sustain blight damage and receives less healing in combat if it does actually have decaying applied to it. So nothing much there that we really need to worry about. Let's just get our again our main guys moving up forward to sort of then just close the gap, and that way as they shamble forward we're going to be able to sort of do other things. These ones won't be able to get close enough yet, so there'll be a couple of turns. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see where they can get to. They can get to there. This one here can get down to this other side. This one does actually have a death blast with frost and blight damage. Now the spirit, these are going to have spirit weakness. If we have a look and see, you know, what their abilities actually are. So this is the actual the zombies. So you can see down through this other side, they've got fire weakness and spirit weakness there of only 1. So they are susceptible to the spirit damage that we do cause. So I want to get these moved up. I want to get these as close as we can. Now, if I fire past that one, it's likely to slow us down too much. So I'm just going to move that one into the middle there. Nothing much else we can then go and do. I'll just move these up. And these have got a bit of archery as well. So that will be okay. I can use the command from this one to give somebody else another attack, but another movement, but I really don't need to. So I'm just going to leave that one where that is. Now, before I do that one, I've locked this one in, but this one here doesn't get, like, it's only got the one action point anyway, so I'm going to be moving that one around. I'm ultimately going to be wanting to have this one in this position, this one in this position, just to protect the units that we actually end up having. So let's end our turn there. So now they're coming in, and so this is now where we want to have these units now positioned, like one in here. You can see there that this one is now, when I click on that unit, this one has got, it's pinned. This unit cannot move because it's moved into an enemy zone of control. This unit here can't quite move to there because it has to go all the way around this particular unit. But I do actually have, at that point, I've got like 80% chance to hit. I'm just going to take it. If I'm behind that little area there, that'll be okay. And so we'll just go and start to hit these things. Again, it's not doing massive damage. It's mainly going to be the healing abilities we're going to be wanting from this one. So we'll just go and hit this one. These can come then in and choose who they're going to fire against. So we'll sort of keep that one. This one here, 75% chance there. Let's just go and hit that one. It's under defense again, it's just weakening it. This one can now move into that position. And we've only got one action point there. Now, I don't have any shots there just yet, so I'm going to move this one up, and I get 2 action points there, but only 60% chance to hit. Yeah, 60% chance to hit there. I think I'll still take it there. I'll go for the 60s, which means, again, there's a another 25% on top of that one, so 85% chance of doing some damage. Now, better off to kill one unit than leave, so I'm better off to focus on just one unit at this stage, I think. So I'm only going to do a small amount of damage there. Let's go and hit this one with the scout. See, the scouts are now quite powerful, or they can be. And you graze. 2 grazes, unfortunately. been condemned. Again, another graze. Now I can do massive damage there. These have all got spirit weakness. I can kill that one off just by hitting this one. Now again, I've got to think: do I really want it? I've got 68 health here, but I prefer to have it out of the way. So let's go and hit it. The game is also rebalanced a little bit, so it's actually harder to kill things like in just, you know, you've really got to focus and pick on units to be able to kill them off effectively. So that does weaken it. And then I don't get the kill there. So what I'm better off doing here is actually protecting against this unit when it does attack me. It's not going to do much damage anyway, but if I just go and put up a shield wall here with these defender units, it's then going to protect this unit more as well. It's got 6 and 1 at this stage, 6 and 1. Put that one up. It now goes to 8, and this one goes up to 9. So we've got a little bit more protection back that way. I've still got my spell casting as well, so I'm going to go in and use a Conjure Tentacle and just lock in, I think, this guy here. In fact, I can do it there and lock in both. I could lock that one in to stop it from getting access to these guys, but it's going to have to make a choice as to where it goes, so I think we should be okay, even though it's going to be attacking. So let's just go and conjure the tentacle into this particular location here. And if we can then sort of keep it in position, when this is next to a melee unit, which is what this is, it no longer gets to use these. It can only really use this. So if I keep it locked in, there's a 50% chance of constricting it, and we have 3 shots at this one. So let's just go and do that. Missed the constriction. There we go. It now can't move, which means it can't use its main attack. So its attack is if it's in an enemy zone of control, it actually cannot be used. So the Death Blast is no longer available, and it's now constricted, which means it can't move. So it's now stuck there. Which it now has to figure out: do I send this one down to kill this, to hopefully kill this one off, or do I do I turn around and hit that one, or what do I do? So, but this one here is most likely going to go in and attack one of these, I would think. So that would be what I think it will end up doing. These also, there's different, depending on the different units that you have, they've got different parameters of what they'll target. And so being a zombie, it's a bit more, it's not as clever, I guess, in terms of what it will then go and target. That's something I've noticed anyway. I'm not 100% sure if it's coded that way. There we go. It's actually gone in to attack the defenders, which is fine. And we did get decaying on that unit. And it did actually try to strengthen things up, the undead. So it should have cast... so it sustained a little bit of damage from this constriction. So I can actually do a lot of damage there. This one got life stealing when it actually came back in. Now I've got 60% chance there of hitting that one. I've still got I've got 2 shots there at 85 against this unit, which I don't need to really worry about so much. That one's 75%. Let's just go and take this one again. Just do the ones that we don't have any real choice with. What I should have done is use this one here to try to weaken its protection. See, it's got 2. Let's go this way. Now, 75% chance we will get the kill here if all of these shots go in. Graze. We did get it in the end anyway. That's fine. Now, these I think can be raised from the dead, but again, it can't use this if it's in the zone of control. So we don't need to worry about that one. There's only a 50% chance. And again, I can move in anywhere I like to get like a better shot. So let's go and do that. It's got spirit weakness. Yeah, I'll just take this one out. That was a critical hit. That was good. So extra damage. I've only got a 45% chance back out there. Let's go and hit this one with the constrictor. It's constricted again, so it still can't do anything. which means that I'm probably better off killing off this unit, although I can kill it with this unit anyway. So it's now gone. Now I've got a 100% chance for there with 2 shots, so I'll just take it, and that should then kill that one off. There we are. And again, we didn't lose too much there. That was good. A little bit of health missing, so so I may have to go back into my territory just to get that one healed up. Just close that one off. Okay, we picked up a lot of stuff. I've got a Blessed Dragon mount. Now this is a tier 2 mount, very fast movement, cavalry unit type, flying movement. This is not ideal for our leader, but I might as well make use of it. So it's just going to mean that we can get into any situation, like, you know, we can get across difficult terrain in combat. Actually, we can also have her move around quickly on the overmap. So that is actually still pretty good. We picked up a little bit of knowledge and also food, and we got the sniping Rotbringer, which is a what is it? A bow that we can then fire with. Now this is can be used by Spellblades, Rangers, which we're not. So in this case, I'll still keep it. It's a tier 2 unit, so we'll take the reward. Actually, I'll open up the hero screen because we do actually have the mount. I'll go and put the Blessed Dragon mount on, so she'll actually now be using this sort of Eastern Dragon to fly around on. So is it a Treyu? Is that the one out of Neverending Story? So yeah, that's actually, I read that recently. That was a good book. Confirm that one. I think I read it that recently. It was a while back. I remember thinking, oh, this is actually pretty good. I think I finished it. It was well written. No, it was The Princess Bride I read. That was actually, again, a good book. I meant to read the Neverending Story. Some of these books are just incredibly good. All right, so they've now all moved out. Again, our border is a little way back, you know, to sort of go and sort of pick things up, just to get the healing done. This is a much more difficult fight, so I want to make sure everyone's actually healed up before we go that way. So we'll just end our turn. But we are slowly pushing back against all of the bits and pieces, which is good. So now I can either move down and then wait a turn. Yeah, if I move back into here, that's probably going to still be my best move, I think. Just move her there. You can see there that she actually now does have extra movement because she's flying. Along with this, these aren't constrained by the forest, whereas the others actually are. Now I can't go into there. What I might do is I might just go back into this location. We still can't get seafaring. We've been spending our Imperium on building up the castle, which I think is still probably a better move than getting the other bits and pieces. Now I've got this extra one I can actually now pick up. Chivalry can annex another province. Now we did want to get a quarry. Again, I would like to take these, but I don't think I will. I think I'll go and grab the quarry right next to where we are. So we'll get this one here. So that one's fine. And then these will heal up properly. So I'll just move this one up now into that border. So next turn it will then be able to move out, and then we can sort of be in the right position to then attack this area over here as well. Let's just move this one up and start the attack again with just this scout unit. So have a bit of a look around as we sort of clear things out. So this is all giving experience as well to all the different troops as we sort of do these attacks, which is helpful. Yes, we've got all that there. We've got a little bit of gold now, so we can see what we're up to. So stonemason still coming in 3. Archer coming in 1. I won't rush that. And I'll start to now save up the Imperium for other things a little bit. It's tempting to go and grab another one. This is going to cost me 60. The more I get, like in one sense, the more I get, the more unhappy the city becomes. So it's still negative 10. I do need to get on top of that. But it certainly gives me a nice booster along. And actually, if I have a look and see what we can actually then go and build, we also then have the farmstead. Yeah, it requires a city 2 city. It doesn't give me anything to do with things being happy or anything. But I can get this in 3 turns now, which I would like to get. And we now have this one boosted as well. So getting that quarry has now given us a few different boosts along the way. Yeah, the farmstead is only going to give me growth, which is still going to be super useful in this Mega Cities run that we're doing. All right, we'll end our turn there. So Diplomatic Relations invites you to a game of high-stakes Wizards and Kings. Very soon it becomes clear that the Duke from Eastwatch is not up to the intricacies of a game meant to be played by Godir. Godir are the sort of like the wizards that sort of go through the different shards, so we're playing on one of the shards. What would have been a pleasant way to exchange favours slowly turns into a diplomatic disaster as Clemens grows more and more frustrated with every move you make. You'd easily beat Duke Clemens' Forest, but perhaps there are more important things at stake than winning this small victory. So beat Clemens to claim your stakes. In this case, we end up with 190 gold. I don't need the gold, so I don't think we'll do that one. It does then... we lose allegiance, and we do want to get this Pact of Cooperation going. So in this case, we lose some 162 gold, which I can afford, and then we get the Pact of Cooperation with them immediately, which would be good, or we can humiliate him again, which is not going to be good. So we receive Imperium. I think I'm going to spend the gold and let him win in this case, just to sort of end up getting that Pact of Cooperation. We do want them on side. Does it matter that much, though? Yeah, look, I think it's okay. So we'll do that way. We don't need the money right now. Negotiation. So we've now got the Pact of Cooperation. So they will start to trade with us. So good news with that one. We're getting closer to them becoming vassals. Our ruler leveled up as well. So... again, we don't need this one at all. So while Army Leader, all non-hero units in the army have minus 20% base unit upkeep. Just don't need it with this Monarch. Foraging training. So while Army Leader, all non-hero units in the army gain extra regeneration per turn. So we're going to have the healing coming through a lot better. Or I can go this way where we get Decisive Command, where I can give someone a second move with a 2-turn cooldown. This is very, very powerful. So I think I'll actually go and grab that one, more so than this one here where we can get 2 units to it. I'm just going to do the 1, but give myself, because that spirit damage we're doing is actually quite powerful. So we can't do it for ourselves, but let's go that way. We'll confirm that one. So she's now level 3, which is great. So we'll close that one off. And we just need to be close to this particular area here now. So we'll, 180... yeah, 1 turn and we can then go and spend 100 to get onto the water, which I think would be good. So let's move down. Now we do have the archer. Now the archer, I can move, that one can actually then fire from there. This one here, I'll just move this one in a little bit closer. And so all of these will then participate in this particular fight. This one's going to be a lot trickier than what we've played before. So before we go in, we can just have a quick look and see what we're up against. So we're going up against more of these Spirit Hawks. So actually these are just Grimbeat Crows, which only have like a low level melee attack. They do have death casting, so units grant their owner plus 10 casting points. They're not going to need it. They're not using these. These add to the casting points in combat for their leader, which is not going to be useful. Then they've got the Wind Rager. These are hard to hit with magic and also with ranged attacks. So these have sort of got like a different aspect to them. They've got a magic strike there. So they do a physical magic attack though. We've got Whirlwind. These are going to be tricky. So these will be a little bit trickier than the others. They also have Spirit Protection. Frost Weakness, which we don't actually have. So that's going to be hard. There's two of them. They're fighter units, and then we've got this one here as well. This is the Phoenix. So the Phoenix is got a magic strike here. So it's got like a repeating, fairly heavy fire damage strike. It's got overheat as well, so it deals damage to enemy units in a 2 hex radius. So that's so if it does stop, we're going to have to destroy this thing as fast as we possibly can. The trouble we're going to have is these guys, I'm going to have to focus with my range units on these two, the 2 flying units, and then I don't know how we deal with these, to be honest. They're only 75 hit points. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, wind barrier, 60% harder to hit with missile. We'll get there. And they make it harder for other units near them to be hit as well. Alright, well, let's do a quick save, and because I'm sure this will be fine for what we're going to be doing here. So we've got a low risk battle, but it doesn't mean like the benefits they have counteract the structure that we've got. We've only got 2 units that can actually do damage against that one there. So we've got a manual combat. So this one may take a couple of turns to try to sort of play this one through. It's going to be difficult. Now we want to draw the Phoenix forward if we can. We want to keep these Wind Ragers away from it if we can do that as well. So the Wind Ragers can move a long distance actually. The Phoenix does physical damage, so I need to give it a target. So I think I'll actually put my 2 guys in here. So that will then come back in, but the Wind Ragers are going to be able to come in behind it, unfortunately. Yes. And then this one here is literally just wherever it actually is, it can then sort of cause the damage. Alright, let's just go this way to start with. Now if it ends up there, it's going to then have only 1 attack at the start. What we don't want to have is to allow it to have too much attacks going in. But 80 hit points in here. These guys have got 90 hit points. That one's only got 80 actually. That one's this one must have gone up a level. This is a veteran, yeah, plus 10 hit points there, and that one is only a soldier. So we've gone up a bit in through that other side with the other units that we've then got. So we're going to now start to march these across as quickly as we can to come into the attack. Again, just want to make sure that this Grimbeak Crow can actually get back into some of these other areas. Just going to leave that one behind there. That crow can actually hit a little bit closer, so we don't want to go any further out this way. Now if I move that one across to there, we don't get a... Actually, I'll move it down to this location. Let's make doubly sure. Yeah, that one can't quite reach there in one go. Just to make it a little bit more susceptible, I'm going to put this one back into here. Again, we've got this unit can get out to there. Let's just go and place this one in the tree line there, and this one in this back where that other one was. So sort of keep them in where they are. The second phase is going to be the difficult one here with everything we're doing. So we'll just get the protections up. Like these will then just automatically go in for the shield wall. This one will go into warding as well, and so we'll end up with a fair bit of protection back into here. So we'll just go and end our turn. Actually, I do have the magic casting as well. Oh, see, this is where the AI is tricky. So what they want to do is they want to get behind us. So, so they've moved in where I don't get the same degree of shots. Now to get around that, so this Phoenix can now literally go anywhere it likes. So I now need to force it to come on in. I need to split things up a little bit to give it what it wants to a degree. So who do we sacrifice? This thing's only got 70 hit points. Let's see where the Phoenix can get to. So I can reach out to here. I do want it to have like a bit of fun, like so give it something. 75, this one's only got 70. I'm going to move this one back. I'm going to move this one back. I'm going to move that one away. Oh, that one's still not enough. Now if it moves into there, we're still going to have to move on up. The Grimbeak Crows can actually reach these, so I'll move this one back even more. Again, we're just going to keep it away from the Phoenix. And so the Phoenix can get to here. The Crows can get to any one of these, which is not going to do a hell of a lot of damage, but I will actually... I'll just make it so that we've got other archers to be able to take down that Crow. Initially... Now what else do we have in through here? This is unnatural speed. Defending units have hasten, swift, and slippery until the... Oh, wow. Okay. So they really can do whatever they like. Because we're on this hasteberry bush. So we're in a special location. Now this one can also get into here. So I just want to move that one back slightly. Which will still allow it to attack into there. But it's more likely to go into here. That's where I think it will end up going, which I will allow it to do that. And the other thing I could do would be to lock these off with a bit of spell casting. So this one's going to cost me 25 casting points. I've only got 45, so I can only bring in one of them until I get more casting points. I think I prefer to wait until we've actually got something happening. So let's just go on in this turn in here. This is much harder than the points are indicating. So this is going to be a much more tricky prospect. Let's see how we go. I should have done a quick save there because this is probably the turn. Oh, they've gone this way. Now losing our hero is not dramatically bad. Yeah, they're spread out everywhere. All right. Now, hardly any damage there. We do get some damage coming in this way. And we definitely have to take this thing out. Now, I've still got this decisive command, so I'm going to give that across to this unit again. And go yet again. So we're bringing its defences right down, so it's down to 3 now. So we've been able to sunder its defence a little bit with 3. Now if I move this one in, I do get better shots at this one. You can see there that the damage that this thing can do is dramatic. So I definitely have to kill it off. Now this thing here, I will be able to get I'll be able to get 2 shots on it there, which I'll take. So I'm going to open it up for this Wind Rager, essentially. So it's going to get a free shot against me. That's okay, because we have to kill this thing off. We've got another flanking shot in here. So again, it has a retaliation strike. But we just have to get this thing down. Alright, now we actually have, we do have a dagger, and I can use that to kill it off. So we'll finish off with Taberna. Now the Phoenix, actually before we do that, does this have a, does this one come back to life? Because that's what Phoenixes do. So it's got Fiery Rebirth. So 2 turns after the unit dies, it comes back to life with 40% of a total hit points, deals 15 fire damage to adjacent enemy units, and it works once per battle. So it will come back to life, so we have to be very careful of that. So I'm just going to go and close that one for now, but we will actually do the kill here. So we'll take that one out. Oops, hang on. I need to right click on that one. Now we've still got this unit here. Only got a 30% chance of hitting that one. And again, these, we don't have a real lot. We've got 50% there, which is, I think would actually be okay. So let's just see how we go here. And what I might do is I might just do a quick save. So if I go Control S, it will then do a quick save in the combat. And this is useful doing it because if I'm, at this point in time, I'm actually happy with where we are. It's now going to come down to what actually happens in this point. So because this thing actually does protect the other units with archery, we're going to have to see how we go. We missed. We did get one hit and a raise there as well. Now this one here, again, if I move away, this one's only got 45 hit points. And this one can all but kill it. So I'm probably better off just sitting here in defensive mode to get myself to bolster what we like the survivability. So let's go and do that. We also have this unit here. Now if I go and move away, again, I'm not going to get the kill there. I'll take that. Oh, it's blinded us. Now that makes it very difficult for us to hit anything. Okay, well that's going to be really tricky. Yep, so it's just not going to happen. I'm going to allow this thing, will actually be able to do big damage against this unit. Move that one through. And another graze. I'll try to constrict these two. Now there's a 60% chance of constricting this one. Let's just go with it. Yeah, got it constricted. So it can't move off, which means I might as well move this one back. And again, we'll try to get this one down. We've got 50% chance of hitting this one. Very hard to kill these. Alright, that's the only spell we can cast. So this one may try to move off, in which case the this one here will then it may turn around and attack it. We've only got 2 turns before this thing comes back to life. Fiery Rebirth in 2 turns. Now if we stand on it, we don't have to worry about it. Oh, it's gone this way. This one did escape away. Oh, damn it. So now we're wasting this whole one. We can kill that one off. Damage is a big problem there. We've got 50% chance there. 60% chance there. This is a good one for us. we're going to have to smash this. Got a 50% chance there. Well, let's take these archers. There is a chance when we miss it that we could hit the units around. Oh my god, that's terrible. I've only got a 10% chance there. If I move that one into there, it's 2 shots at 50%. Let's go and do that. Now, if I use the quick stab, it's not going to be enough. It's a start. Now we can get flanking. No, it's not flanking shots there. This one actually doesn't. We can't do. This one is flanking shots. Okay, that's going to be fine. So we can kill this one off using these units. And then we'll kill this one off as well. Alright, now there's still one more turn before this thing comes back into a fiery rebirth, and I don't have anything that I can really move across onto that one. Unfortunately. Now I'm going to be able to do big damage here. Yeah, maybe I should be able to get the kill here. So 50% chance there, 30% chance there. Just don't have much else I can really do here. I think I'm better off just going for the kill here and then try to use the others to finish this one off. In fact, let's try to finish this one off now. Ah, and this is where we hit our own guy. So that was a terrible shot. And now we're not going to get the kill here. And now we're sort of obligated to use this one here. It's a graze, and unfortunately it wasn't enough. So now we're screwed. This is what I mean. Like it's so if I'm going to resave it, I'm going to go back to where we end up killing off that one there, because we did the save scum at that point. If I try to move away, most likely going to be killed. No, we're still okay. Only 10% chance here as well. So then that one was killed, but I've got nothing else to finish this one off, unfortunately. So it'll kill off this unit, which is, and I should be able to get through these without actually losing anything. We had some very, very unlucky hits there against that unit. We should have been able to kill that one off without any real problem. So I'm just going to end the turn. I've got nothing else I can do. And unfortunately, this one now comes back to life. Now, that location, this whole thing, has now completely changed the complexion of the fight. So I'm going to go and reload back in where we were with the save scumming, because we're now going to lose more units than we should be losing with everything. So let's go back in and load. Just we're doing this. The quick saves during combat is good. So let's go and load the save. Again, it's just those little bits and pieces that have such a big bearing on the game. So we're back at this position here, where we have we've still got our spell casting. That was still the better way for us to do it, but see that one there, I can move in. This thing actually got all the way around the outside. Yeah, I'm better off firing at this one now, I think. Or do we take this one out? I'll try the spell casting with the tentacle. So we'll sort of start with where we were. crow, I can pretty much get rid of it. Let's see what it does. If it tries to run away, there's a chance that it'll get caught. And I'm going to leave that one because this has got the retaliation strike. You can see there that there's like these little swords on the ground if I try to move, which, and again, if it's got a chance to blind me, which I hadn't really noticed before. So if we have a look and see its abilities. And she's not showing us there. You're blind, 60% chance, which is too high. Too high for me to get around that one. So I am better off hitting this one down into here. I can still go even further afield. Just move away from that particular location. And I still have 60% chance to hit. It's not going to do the kill, but it'll be close. Yeah, I'm going to have to take this option. Although, if I move this one across, I've got a 35% chance here. Now, you add the 25% chance on there, that gives me a 60% chance to at least do some damage. If I move down, I can always just undo to see what we end up getting. We've got 60% chance there. That's still going to get the kill. So this is now 85% chance with 2 shots as opposed to 60% chance with 3 shots. I think I prefer the previous one, so we'll just go and undo that shot. Let's just try 35%. Got it. That worked. This then gives me good shots in here at 50%. And it was a critical hit, I think, and a flank. So we did some good damage in there. And yeah, so we don't have, like this one here, if it tries to run away, it's inside the zone of control there. So it may go back and attack that one. This one here actually had come back through to move into these other locations to use its abilities. And so it actually ended up using Slippery to get past. So let's actually just keep it where it is. Now the healing is range 4, so let's just go and heal this unit up. And we'll just stay where we are. This is now going to force it for, like, so rather than it going into here, which is what's opening this up to allow it to have the fiery rebirth. So at this stage, again, I'm going to do a control save here, and just now got a quick save in this other location. We were very unlucky with the 2 hits when we were doing stuff. Now, if it runs away, yeah, so it's actually just going for a normal attack, which is good. That one did actually get away. So with those 2 units, and unfortunately that didn't actually get to kick in at all. Now I've got 5% chance there, 20%. Yeah, so these are now protecting each other. Unfortunately, I just don't have the ability to do much in here. 5%, 20% there. I'll take the 20%. This one here is a couple of grazers. It's 5%. I'll take that. Now we're over the top of the. This one won't be able to respawn back in. 20% chance. Come on, they've got very good chances here of getting critical hits. That's all we need, is just one good critical hit. So we've got 2 shots there at 5%, 1 shot there at... we'll just move this one back. Missed, but hit the other one. I do actually have these units, which can actually then... that will get the kill. Now that stops it from protecting this unit as much, which means that these archers will have a better shot. So 25, 50 there for 2 shots. So we'll take this one. Two shots in there, and we can't use the healing here, so I might as well just do what I can with this. 30%. Again, we've almost got it killed. One shot there at 50. And now we do definitely get the kill here. That was a hard fight for because of the mix of the forces that we had. That's a much better result. So that's what we needed to do. Just again picking the right order. So everyone survived. A bit of damage done across the board. I'm going to need to get another defender, really, I think, as well. So we'll close that one off. We've got reinforced plate. This is going to give me 3 defense and extra 5 hit points. So we'll just go and open up the hero screen. And yeah, we can actually place that one on there. So we'll just go and put that on her. So we'll confirm that one. Actually, where's our ring of protection? I mustn't have confirmed that one. So we'll just grab both of those, close that off. And that is all good. Now, if we just go back, negotiations succeeded back over here, so they've now opened up, they've got the Pact of Loyalty, that's good. Produced the Archer, which was part of that particular fight. And we'll come back in if we've got enough to be able to, we've still got 2 turns for that one there. Just go and grab another defender. We're going to need them. And we'll start to move back again just to get a little bit more healing before we then head off down this way to take out these different areas. One can't move. Wow, that was an interesting fight, that one. That was hard because of the different units we were up against. So, so where are we up to? So with the comments there. So Red Shirt Wizard saying they're all so slippery, so they don't provoke, right? Yeah, so essentially they can just move their way out. They can, essentially, yeah. So even with that other one, it didn't get even a chance. You're right, it didn't get a chance to constrict it. So the constrictor really didn't do much at all there. And Big Bad Russian saying, I was about to fire up Age of Wonders for a fresh run myself. It's a great game. I'm actually really enjoying playing back the old original factions, like, you know, in this case the feudal elves, to sort of at least get a start here. It's my favourite game, my favourite series as well. Absolutely love it. We'll end our turn here. We're now starting to sort of need to get more gold with what we're doing. Now we do actually have the ability to now hit the water, so I think we'll do that. Go back in and go and grab basic seafaring. And then we'll use our scout to get onto the water. Just go and pick up this stash, this flotsam, and we'll start to have a bit of a look around in the water. Oh, we've now figured out, okay, we're on continents, so there's going to be like multiple factions on each continent. So the realm is dominated by several large contested land masses. This realm consists of, yeah, there we go, separated by oceans. Got yet another province. We're going to need to get gold, I think. We'll grab this one here. Another mine. Not good. Negative 15 stability at this stage. Now, these are all just tier 1s. if I go down the road, that will be a faster movement for us, so I'll just move across into here. And I'll keep this on with it as well. Actually, I can move this one further forward. This thing's still asleep. So I can just move that down just to keep an eye on what's happening. So in this case, we're just using tier 2s and 1s. This is a much, much easier attack. But then we've got another difficult one back in here with the rainbow clover. Not sure what's protecting that one. We now have the tendril labyrinth. Definitely want to be going and grabbing that. Got retaliating growths, constricting focus. Now this is for the battle mages and the support unit. We've only got one of them in the army. I will grab that way, just so we can try to sort of lock units down. And we'll leave that one in there just to get the healing up. We'll end our turn here. So I've been able to clear out all this now, which is nice. New Empire skill available. So we have this one down in here. Founding or absorbing cities takes -2 turns. We don't have that in this game. So we're playing with mega cities. So that was one of the random things that came in. So that's of completely no use to us at all. We'll just go and close that one. But we will actually hit the water. So we've now embarked and we picked up some gold there as well. So we'll sort of come in and have a look maybe at the underground. There's the monster den down that way. This one is still got one more turn to heal up. I think I might wait for the healing to happen before we sort of go further down. Got the stonemason. Now, I do want to, like, getting the tendril labyrinth, there's only 2 turns to get that one. And that's going to then make everything a lot happier. This one here, we do get extra gold income, but the tendril labyrinth is going to give me happiness. So I'll definitely go that way to start with. Yeah, so I think we'll wait a turn. This again, it's not, we might as well wait and make sure we're 100% before we start to go down and do the attacks. Stay on the edge. What have we got in here? Gremlins and entwined thralls. This one won't be so bad. Gremlins can be a bit of a pain. But by that stage we'll also then have this defender's coming in 2 turns. Just leave that one where that is and we'll end our turn again. Negotiation succeeded, so we now are we're now sort of getting closer and closer to vassalage. 9 more turns. Call militia. I don't want to do that one. Close that one off. And we're now fully healed here. What I might do is I might actually rush the next one as well. This defender. It's only going to cost me 14. So let's go and bring that one in. And getting another scout would possibly be useful. These have only got 6 gold upkeep, so let's just go and throw that one into the mix as well. The scouts, I never bothered with scouts up until now, basically. So I'm going to move that one in down there. Now the small monster den we can certainly take. This one here as well we can take as well. Just move these down and then we'll just use the archer. Let's go and kill that one off, and we do have all the stacks will then sort of kick in here. So we might as well get this one started and clear that location. We don't know exactly when this thing's going to go. Yep, it will become active in 3 to 6 turns. So we've still got time up our sleeve if we wanted to. Let's just go and do it. So in this case, yeah, it's going to be very, very one-sided, but we'll just still do manual combat. Again, the manual combat's good practice, I guess. So, Kujigrim saying, I'm starting to think Daz is a favourite view of this game. Playing in hard mode, you don't want to be losing units, really, if you can help it, as well. So, that's why I sort of am a bit, I don't mind save scumming in this game at all. Now this one here, we've got skirmishers with the entwined thralls. We do actually have some wargs, which is going to be combat units, and these little inferno puppies will then do magic strikes with fire damage. So again, we just want to put our protection units back up in front. So we'll sort of get them out in here. Just protecting each other. How far can they get? They can get out to there, so that's safe for me to go there. I'm going behind there. There's no spell casting at all from these units. I can get to there, get to there. That one can't get close enough. Can reach to there and that one to there. So again, we'll just move these across and that will do us. Alright. In our turn we won't need to use the mana this time. Again, they're being a bit tricky now, just trying to sort of set things up. Now that's going to be 85%. If I move to there, I then can protect that zone. So I'll just do that, move that one across, and then go and start to hit this one. And back in here. I'm going to have to move all the way down to there to actually get the hit. So again, they've been tricky with what they've done. So I've got a little bit of a gap through there. This one can only reach back this way. So let's use this to block off this unit. This one doesn't have slippery, does it? Oh, it is. Yeah, it doesn't trigger opportunity attacks. So it can move. Actually, no, it still can't move past us. So we'll still just keep where we are. Lock that one in. Which then means I can move this one down to sort of protect this zone. And then I can just use these to start to hit these guys as well. Now they're going to be able to move up. But if I move into there, it sort of stops them from getting past me. Oh no, they can. This one still can get around. Need 2 shots there. Got 2 shots there. Oh, you know, I've screwed up. What I should have done was given this one another turn over here, another free turn, and I didn't do it. I sort of was thinking about it at the time, but I didn't actually do it. And again, this thing can run around anywhere it likes. Now I've created a problem here because it can get into here, and that was a silly move again. Let's just leave that where that is. So I've sort of screwed up here a little bit, but it's not going to. It's just going to mean that we're going to take damage. Now again, I could put the spell casting in to try to correct this. You know, I think I will. These don't have slippery, I don't think. No. So let's protect this. I'm going to have to now use this tentacle. So that one can't move. Which means I might as well do the damage here. That one can still slip its way around anywhere it likes. Yeah, now it can't. So now we have protections over this side, which is good. It's been poisoned. It's been constricted as well. So they're stuck there, which is good. This thing's going to attack that one, I would guess. And again, I don't mind that. So that brought that one down. And that's now been killed off as well. I don't know what happened there. I can almost get that one killed. 50% chance there. This one does big damage. I'll take it. %, chance there that we should get the kill that side. It's gone. Now we do actually have the attack up this way. And I think what I'll do is this thing here will be able to move in close. But let's just move back so it sort of invite it back into the area. In reality, we've got nothing else we can do back up this other side. These I'm pretty sure won't come back to life. Yep, no, that's all okay. A little bit worried now after that Phoenix. So I can move into there. Let's just move up this way. Okay, we've got 3 sundered, no, resisted to sundered defences there. This unit here needs to be able to move up. One hit. Give this its command again. Critical, that should be enough to kill it. There we go. Job done. Alright, that's good. So we got through that one pretty well. We didn't lose too much, even though I screwed up a little bit with what actually happened there. Just close that one off. Now we've got a Hunter Spider mount. This is a tier 3, which allows jumping and webs. This is quite useful, actually. So we'll open up the hero screen. This is actually better than this one. So we'll use the Spider mount. And she's also gone up another level. So, with what we have here, I think I'll actually get the foraging, just to get the hit points up. Now we've got electrified, got burning. Again, we can do sundered defense there. And then we've got frost. I'm thinking for the way that we're going to go, maybe fire might be the way to do it, but I'm not sure yet. Discipline of Earth. And then we've got storms. So we can let electrified wouldn't be too bad actually. Then ultimately we get the chaining evocation. If we go this way we get blast, just physical damage, and frost in through there. Yes, that's physical as well. There's a chance to stun actually. That's a good one. I think we might go this way ultimately when we do it. But let's start with foraging training just to get the healing up. That way, because we're now moving further away from our territories, healing is going to be important. So we'll close that one off. Now we can still go back and hit this one as well. So clear this one out. sure which way I should go with this. Get another province again. Now we've pushed them off this way, which is good. I don't have a hell of a lot that they can then go and do. So I think we'll now extend down towards getting these locations. So we'll grab even more gold, because gold is now becoming something that is valuable to us. But now we're even more difficult here. We've got negative 20 city stability. Now we're only going to get to negative 10. It's not going to do anything with the Tendril Labyrinth ultimately. We're going to need to find other ways to improve that. We've sort of grown fast, but it is stopping us a little bit. This one here we really got to be careful of. I think we'll take this one on. Now what have we got through here? These are going to cause a little bit of damage. They're not going to be all that troublesome to us. So we'll just do a quick save here, and in we go. We'll just do manual combat. So again, the game is, if you are interested, the base game is 50% off. There's a Paradox sale. There's lots of, it's not just Age of Wonders, there's all the Paradox titles, but this is my favourite Paradox title by a long way actually. I love this game. So they're sort of just congregating at this stage, but they'll be coming down fairly soon. So we'll just start to race across. Now they can move down a little bit, but it's not going to really do them much good. So let's just start to move up. These do get one shot with their quill shots, fairly damaging. Bring all of these up. So ultimately we want to have the ranged units on the lucky sort of clovers and stuff. It's the sunflowers, lucky sunflowers. So everyone has now moved across, that's fine. Yes, we do actually have shots there. I've got a little bit of protection there, but I've got 2 shots there, so I'll take that. These around. There's only 1 shot there, that's interesting. 2 shots there. 2 shots there as well. Take that one. And what I want to do here is, I do actually have good shots here, but I'll do more damage and just try to kill this thing off. So I'll give decisive command to this one here. Now, is that enough for us to kill that one off? Yes. Now I can move these back up again, so that one can't move any further forward, but I think I'll just keep this one back. Are these slippery? No. Now, death casting, we're seeing death casting on nearly all the animals. Yeah, grants their owner 10. I'm not sure, this might be something special in the world map. Because we're seeing it everywhere. Not that it matters that much. I'll keep this one back where it is. Actually, I might just move this one up a little bit, just to try to block things off. Keep those where they are. I need to graze, that's okay. I'm resisted to bleeding. We are bleeding now. And again, just the defenders that we've got are doing a good job here. So we now want to take these out. Now they do cause bleeding again just from the quill. We'll be again wanting to go further forward with these, so we'll just keep on smashing these units with the archers. I'll kill that one off. As these elven archers, level up, they're going to become, very, very valuable to us. 45 there. Still got 2 shots there. 2 shots at 70 there. I'll take that. There's 2 shots at 70 there as well. These up. Again, we're now bleeding. And we'll take this one down this way. I don't know if these things are going to have to run off, these Razorbacks. Yeah, they can't use it in the zone of control. So we'll get some free hits there as well. Okay, that's everyone moved, so we'll end our turn. Graze, hardly any damage. It's the bleeding that's going to cause more damage than anything, ultimately. So they're starting to fumble. I've only got 1 shot with any of these, so I'll just move these across. Missed. It was a bad miss. That was 70%, and we got a 25% on top of that of getting a graze, and we didn't even get that, so we rolled under 5. If we have a look and see see what actually happened there, we rolled a 4. We needed to just get a 5 to get a graze, which was not a good outcome. 2 shots there at 100%. I'll take that one. This one, we should be able to get a clean shot here. It's 45, so that's 85 there with 1 shot, giving us the kill. As long as we don't just get a graze. Yep, that one's down, that's good. And then we can just kill it off with these melee units. Great. Done. So we close that one, and I'll move that one back into that little group now, just so that they're together. Produce a tendril labyrinth back that way, so we just need to go and get more stuff. Now the castle, I'm going to get this the castle just so we can start to get better units. And so that'll be 3 turns. Now we're in here. I'm just going to go across into the underground. And we can have a look underground as well. If I just press the page down or page up, I can then sort of have a bit of a look to see. We can now sort of get a bit of a feel. If you can sort of see the fog of war, where it's sort of pushing into, there's like it's really honeycombed actually. So we're not seeing any really big areas. It's interesting. So we're sort of on the edge of the map. There's some interesting little areas in here. Okay, the south is, we're actually very close to the southern edge. It's a biggish area down that way. So we could have a look down in here, or we can just move on the above ground. I might just push page down again, just so we come back up this way. Let's have a look around. Actually, one thing I'm going to be trying to find is watchtowers. Again, in the fog of war, where are the watchtowers? Doesn't seem to be any. Looks to be mainly water down this way. But let's focus on the landmass that we're on. So let's just leave the underground here for a minute and just have a bit of a look around. Just do a bit more scouting around the place and see what we can find. All right, we'll end our turn there. And take this other location. So this is quarry has been built. So Queen, we must converse. A grave chancellor approaches you while your enemies fight in faraway lands. What defends your people? We're not that far away. We need quarries. So what do we have to do in through here? We need to build more quarries. We've already got one. Looks like it wants 3. 3 quarries. Decline the quest. Lose stability, which is for 6 turns, which is I wouldn't really want to do that one, which I can't do anyway. Decline the quest. Why would I want this? I really don't need this. It doesn't feel thematic for me either, so I'm just going to ignore that particular one. Just get rid of it. We will eventually get some more quarries, but it's not something that I'm focusing on. Okay, we can now go and get another hero. Now we've got 349 to spend, and so we've just got a hero that's offering to join us, which is good. And so I'll be wanting them to come in with the second stack. So hero offering to join. Now this is 250, that's good. I just don't make that all short. Yeah, we've got a few 150s there as well. So with these different elves that we have coming back in, so we've got from Eastwatch, we've got a couple that are level 3s, so they're already coming back in this way. The governors don't mean anything anymore because we've only got the 1 city. That's all we're going to be able to have. So we have, probably don't really want this one in through this other side. These are all part of the same family group, the Forrester family. So we've got Thalia, which is another mage. Again, having the tier 3s is a good thing. I can always just flick them around. For the sake of 100 gold, to have 2 level ups is actually quite nice. We've got Katira, the priestess, back in through this other side. These are unaffiliated as such. And another one there as well. I think I'm going to go with her and then tweak her. She's already coming in with a mount anyway, but not that we need to worry about that one because we've got a few extra mounts. So I can grab her. It gives me a free mount. We do actually have the lightning orbs as well. So I will take this one. So we'll recruit her. Now what we can do is if we're not happy with what we have in this other side, I can just go into where she is. I'm going to give her the better Oh, hang on. Where's the Hunter Spider mount? I thought we had changed that one already. So I'll give her that one in that case. We'll confirm that one. So she's actually coming in with that. We don't have any other equipment that we can make use of just yet. But we can do things like, for example, change her appearance. And when we do this, we can actually do a complete reset of skills. So we can actually go back in. Now, she's coming in as a warlock, and I don't want her as a warlock. So I am going to change this. Now, I've got reset skills there. This one gives me a... actually, I don't know if I can change the warlock aspect. I mean, we don't have to go necromancer. Like, this is a necromancer side back down this other side. But we do actually have this one here, the Blood Pact. So, have we built a forge? No, we're still miles off that doing that yet. I actually don't, like, I'm thinking I've made a mistake here. What I might do... How much have we done before we've come back in? If I reset the skills, I don't know if I can change what her class is. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, no, I'm still a warlock. This is not what I want. And yeah, she's got death casting as well. So I'm just going to go back out. I'm going to go load game. Now, what have we done? Just, yeah, the auto saves. We had the combat auto save. And then we had the turn 10. Let's go and do this one here. Let's just go and load the save. Just go no. Because I don't think we did any other combat or anything. Hi, Eton Maria. How are you going? So in this case, so we're now basically negotiating succeeded. We now end the turn. Actually, one thing I will do is I'm just going to go back into here where I wanted to give her the spider mount. I don't know how I missed that one. We'll confirm that one. It means that the next turn, this will be then ready at the start of the next turn. And I do want that one available for the hero that we're going to then end up getting. So we'll confirm that one. We'll just go and close. And again, she's now on the spider mount, which is good. They're now ready to go, and we're sort of going to be ready to head out this way next turn. So we'll end our turn here, and then we pick, and I should have double checked. I don't want to get at warlocks because that's going to go more undead than anything. And I can't change the class. I can change the skill that they have, but not the class. So in this case, yep, no, we don't need to do that one. And now we've got the hero offering to join in through this other side. So at turn 10 we end up getting, or turn 11 we end up getting the hero joining. So we'll we have a signature skill available as well. So we must have gone to level, yeah, we are level 4. So let's go and do that one now. We'll just go and have a quick look at the signature skills. So we can choose one of these. So unlock signature skill at level 4. So we have, we don't have any chaos because so we don't actually have any affinity for chaos at all. So if we go to Astral, we end up with Lightning Strikes and Rewarding Aura. We've got the Initiate of Materium, Purging Strikes and Still a Stone, Nature, Blight Strikes, Pack Leader, Order is going to give us Zealous and Shield of Faith. I sort of don't mind that for just for the role play. So I'm thinking I'm going to go Initiative Order, or we could do Astral. Materium, yeah. All units in the hero gain +1 defense. The Astral is going to give me attacks ignore up to 2 status resistance as well. Nature +10 hit points. So all the heroes, all the non-heroes get that. And Initiative Order, getting extra resistance. I might go that way. We've got Pack Leader as well. Yeah, that's army. Again, I don't want that. I don't want that. I think Order, get the resistance up. So we unlock Zealous. Shield of Faith, attacks us have a 60% chance of suffering remorse. Let's go that way. That sort of feels more thematic. So I'll select that one there. It gives me one more slot where I can actually go and pick other things. So we got Zeal in through this other side. We haven't gone this way, but we will actually ultimately go this side. So attacks gain +2 spirit damage, deal 10% damage against condemned units. Now you can see there we've already got like a light spirit. So condemning is going to be something we will end up doing. Shield of Faith gains Faithful. I'll just have a quick look and see what that one does. So base unit upkeep is reduced by 10%. Don't really need that one so much. So we're coming back down this side again. So we now actually have defensive formations. Defensive formation. While army leader, all non-hero units grant +10% damage. Don't think I'll worry about that one. This one here, we get another +10 hit points. Or do we start to head down this way now and get this one here? I think I'll start this way now with the Elementalist. So we'll confirm that. So she gets those. We'll just close that one off. I'll do a quick save here just in case I screw up grabbing these. So we do actually have these. Again, I should have looked at Warlock. That's not what we want. We do have a Warrior there. Warrior's a bit constrained. Defender, a bit constrained as well. Another Warlock and a Battle Saint. I'm actually happier with this one here than anything else, to be honest. I can see that one, like even though he's only level 1, would Warrior be the one that we want? Maybe we can work with that one. It brings in the what we actually end up having as well. So if we go and we've got Experienced Leader there, so he's also going to be giving experience and logistics training, which is actually good. I'm happy with both of those hero skills. It's more going to come down to what we deck him out with. Let's recruit. Now, he can't use a mount with his what he currently has. If we go and change this, we can't unequip it. And I can't bring that one in. So we are stuck, unfortunately, with this Javelin for now, until we find something else. So I can bring him down into here, which I want to get him leveled up as well. So let's actually just wait a turn before we go off and do anything else this way. Just move this one down into this mode, and then we'll pick up these other areas as well, ultimately. So we'll leave that one where that is. And we'll keep on moving around the edge here and see what we can find. There's some more loot to be had. There's another road going all... there's an area, and this is actually underground as well. So we'll see what we can find down around this other side. These aren't spawners, so that's actually all okay. Now, it's I'm running out of time here, guys. I'm going to have to get going. So I think I'll actually... XP first. Yeah, so we do actually have that one in that particular unit. So if we have a look and see what his stack is, he's already got this one here, Experienced Leader, and also this one here, just to get the logistics down. It's going to give us more gold, ultimately. So I'm happy with that one, and we'll get these as well, back over here as well, just to sort of bolster them. But we'll close them off. And... that's all good, I think. But I am going to have to get going, so I think I might leave it here. So Big and saying this is a great time for me. Will you be playing more at this time? Depends on, like, it's sort of, I usually don't have this time available, to be honest. I'm usually doing other things with family and stuff. But today was just the one day that I'm not. So it's actually during the day for me now, which is actually, I like streaming at this time because it's sort of like early, it's still, it's just gone the early afternoon for me. So it is a good time for me, but it's actually just, but it's not a good time for me, for my real time, my real life stuff. So I tend to stream when no one else is around, but today I just happened to not be around for, I don't have anything to do with the family today, so we've got but it's, usually I'm actually, for example, going to swimming lessons with my granddaughter or doing something like that. So it's sort of, usually I'm gobbled up with other sort of family commitments. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys, so thanks for watching, and Tomorrow, actually, I may be able to get back tomorrow. I'll have to see. And even Monday, I'm not actually working on Monday. It's a holiday here in Australia, so it's like the May Day holiday, the communist holiday. But we get that as well. So I'll have to see sort of what I'm doing. But maybe I will be able to sort of stream it this time. But anyway, I'll leave it here, and I'll catch you guys. I'll be back streaming my normal time tomorrow as well. So anyway, I'll leave it there, and catch you then if you're around. Thanks for watching.